Oh, yeah. It's time for late night talk. Oh, yeah. I was just watching Creed, the second one, where they did that he fought Drago's son. It's a good movie, but if you're a boxing fan, some parts of it are hard to digest. Michael B. Jordan being a heavyweight in today's era of boxing is very difficult to digest. That dude is a light heavyweight. If he anything, he's a light heavyweight. You got the big Serb. He'll be a heavyweight, but you know, some parts. Very little boxing in that movie. That was a bar fight. That movie was a bar fight. A couple of jabs here and there, but it was Hook City in that movie. I would have did, if I would have wrote the movie, I would have did that he fought like his father, because they got him fighting like Rocky. They got him fighting like in wars and shit like that. I would have did, if anything, that he fought like his father, and that's how he beat him. You know, as an homage to Apollo. That's how I would have did that. But overall, still an entertaining movie, you know? Entertaining movie. But that's not how I would have did it. What it do, Hot King? What it do, Coqui? Que lo que? Real talk in the building. You know what I mean? That's how I would have did it. I would have did he beat the dude. And then, you know, he supposed to be a Russian fighter. And you know, Russian fighters fight a certain way. They got that pendulum step. They don't really bend at the waist either. You know, their torso is very static. Their way of getting out of the way of punches is to move their feet. But they don't slip and slide and all of that. Like, they don't really do that. They move out the way with their feet. I feel like it was a missed opportunity in that movie, you know? Missed opportunity for a couple of things. I like the first one more than any of the others. I never even saw the third. I seen the first one and the second one. Out of all of them, I like the first one more. That's the one that Ryan Coogler directed, you know? I think they let Michael direct the second one. I was hoping they made a movie with Son of yeah, that would have been fucking dope, bro. I don't know why they didn't do that. They should have did that for the third one. The Son of Clubber Lang. You know what I mean? They could have did that. Remember when they said it was going to be Wilder? That wouldn't have been a bad idea, to be real with you. That would not have been a bad idea. Like, bro, Deontay belongs in a movie, dog. Like, we could say what we want about his record and all of that, but that dude, he got acting chops. Like, you could see that, the theatricality. That would have been big for him, man, if they would have did that. I don't know why they didn't do that. I don't know why they didn't do that. That shit would have been a hit. The Son of Clubber Lang? That would have been a hit, man. I wouldn't have did. They don't got to do it exactly the way that the third Rocky was, where he lose one fight, then he come back and win it. But the build up would have been nice, man. Like, I would have wanted to see that. The Son of Clubber Lang. That would have been dope. And he right there, Clubber talking shit. You know what I'm saying? Hey woman, you come bring your pretty little self to my apartment. Show you what the real, man. That shit was crazy. That shit was lit. That shit was crazy. You know what I'm saying? Que lo que, niño. Ya tú sabes, manín. Yeah, I heard in the third, they gave the dude a title shot right after he did like a 10-year bid. I'm like, if this ain't some Hollywood ass shit. From Rikers Island to the boxing ring. Get the fuck out of here, dog. I couldn't watch that shit. Like, motherfucker told me that. I'm like, the dude got out of jail and he got a title shot? What the fuck? That's crazy. How the fuck you get a title shot if you been in the clink? How the fuck that happened? What commission gonna sanction that? Not the BBBOC. They not gonna sanction that. New York ain't gonna sanction that. I don't know. That was some circus ass shit. But yeah, I was watching that shit just now. You know what I mean? It was a good movie, man. Very good movie. Very entertaining. Hollywood, but still entertaining. And that's the point. Entertainment, entertaining people. That's the whole point of the shit. Undefeated, what it do? Yo. Que lo que, niño? Que tú haces? El undefeated. They didn't beat him. You know what I'm saying? We out here. A lot of shit going on. They trying to do Rolly versus Pacquiao at the end of the year. Brody, I don't think I'll buy that one. I don't. I mean, unless there's nothing else on that weekend, I don't want to see Manny box, bro. That shit, that like he not what he was. You could see that. Even if you feel that the Barrios fight was a for real fight, like a real fight, I think the shit was fixed, right? But say you just take that fight at face value, Brody. Mario Barrios, Manny in his prime would wipe his ass and your ass with Mario fucking Barrios, bro. So if the Manny Pacquiao of today, if the best he can do is draw with a bar, yeah, you need to chill, bro. Go sit down. Go sit the fuck down. Now they want him
like
to
Manny
fight.
Pacquiao needs to just fuck off already.
Yeah, like now they want him to fight Rolly, and it's like, Brody, like, why y'all keep trying to sell us Rolly? What is going on here, bro?
It's Big Rolo.
Big Rolo, yo.
Fucking Rolichenko, bro.
With Ryan. He boxed his fucking
You fucking
socks off,
stupid,
bro.
yo.
Fucking
Rolichenko.
Rolichenko, bro. Fucking Rolilev, bro. Kovarolo, bro. Fucking knocked his ass down, man.
Rovalev.
Rovalev, bro. You know what I'm saying? He was talking shit. Ryan was talking shit to Shakur. That shit ain't gonna turn into nothing.
This whole crop is ass. Fuck.
All this shit's gay,
Ass
bro.
cheeks, bro. Ass cheeks. Like you can't even deny it that like the only one of them that has the potential to survive this mediocrity is perhaps Shakur. But he's, he has a tendency to be boring depending on the opponent. Because Teofimo's too unstable. Ryan is too much of a social media guy to be a real boxer. Devin hits like a fucking girl.
The one that should be the face of American boxing, and I hope, is Brian Norman. Cause he
I can see that.
because it's like he's real calm. Like Devin, you
I
a
like
little
that.
pissed.
Not for nothing. I fuck with Brian Norman because I seen the interviews he did with
Yeah.
Coach, and I'm like, see, I like this kid because he not trying to be nobody. You see that?
Facts.
He him. He just him. Like, he ain't trying to be nobody. Like Devin, you trying to be Floyd. Tio don't know who to be. Tio don't know who to be.
One day he's Mexican, the next day he's racist, the next
No,
day
didn't
he's
he
from
come
New
out with a
York.
Spanish flag for a fight? Like a flag from
Uh,
Spain?
Can't stand that son of a bitch.
Bro, dude is a weirdo, bro. Like, yo estoy tan harto de ese muchacho, man. Like,
Yeah.
go away, bro. Go do OnlyFans. Get a Spanish bitch and fuck her on OnlyFans,
No, on
man.
some real shit, bro. Like, I probably get more entertainment out of fucking Real Housewives, bro. Like, there's probably
No,
more
verdad,
fights.
man. I don't even like talking about the female. Verdad. But me, I don't really like. I don't know, like
That's because
desperation.
that's your illegitimate child, bro.
It's desperation may leave him so inclined to take the Shakur Stevenson fight. That's one thing you got to consider. That like, dog, you got to fight somebody. You need money. You got bills. You got a kid. You got an ex-wife. You need money. But on the other end, I'm like, yo, this dude is a retard. He just do retarded shit. So he may not take
He
that
be
fight.
fucking his bag up consistently, bro.
That's his of the last 5 years is him fucking the bag up. So it's like, bro, this dude is a moron. Y también esa pelea, Shakur would win. Like, I'll bet Shakur wins that fight. But it's not gonna be a good fight, man. It's not gonna be a
It'll
good
be
fight.
boring, bro.
It'll be
Like,
boring,
we
bro.
know how that'll go.
Yeah, like it'll be boring, bro. Like it's just gonna be jab, jab, move, jab, 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 move, jab. That's gonna be the fight.
October's looking like a solid month.
Yo, fucking this. No, de verdad, yo estoy emocionado que el Sugar va a pelear este fin de semana que viene. He's gonna kick off all the beatings and the ass whoopings that we're gonna see all through the winter. He's gonna kick it off.
It's stacked on both fronts, bro. Like, UFC's pretty stacked for the October too.
Come on with the gay shit, man. The
That's
fucking
fucking
gay shit.
Homosexuals.
Bro, Alex Pereira's fighting in
Homosexual.
October, bro.
Homosexuals. Are you a homosexual? Real
you
Bro,
a
talk?
Alex Pereira is probably
homosexual.
the best fighter you could watch that over there.
Perreria, bro.
Homosexual.
It's all striking.
Perreria. Jon Jones let me down. No, look, I could never watch UFC because
Nope.
you know why?
Homosexuals.
You had two super fights that this UFC sales pitch over boxing has always been that the best always fight the best. Well, that didn't happen 2 times in the last 5 years. Jon Jones didn't fight Francis Ngannou because Francis left. John Jones didn't fight.
Shit, it happened twice just this year alone.
Yeah.
Right?
Fucking, they were supposed to make Ilya versus Islam, bro. That would have been a huge fucking fight.
Hey,
Fucking up, yo.
real talk. You watch UFC. Explain it to me because didn't they say that Jones wanted 30 mil and they gave him the 30 mil to fight at the White
No,
House and
eso es lo
he
que
sent him?
dijo Ariel
No, no.
Hawaii.
So
Que
no. So what it was he asked for a number he felt was so ridiculous that they would he tried to price himself out,
exactly.
and the UFC matched him. They're like, yeah, we'll give you the 30
We got
m's,
that, yeah. And he said
and
he's
and so that's why they strung the UFC. That's why they strung the fans over for so long, because they had John saying, yeah, I'll take it, but then
real talk. Let me ask
eventually
you.
he just
Let
he
me
said
ask you a
no.
really. Let me ask you a really, really gay question. This is
Hit
like
me
super gay. All right, I'm gonna hit you right in the brown eye.
right
With
in the
this one.
brown eye.
Are
Right
you
there.
a
Bang.
homosexual?
Do you think that the British dude would have beat him? Would
Oh
he have
yeah,
beat John?
100%, wholeheartedly, bro.
Like just really, just like he
Bro,
would have
no,
beat
if
him.
you go back and watch that Stipe fight, first of all, you need 3 rounds for a 42-year-old Stipe that's been out of the fucking ring for 3 years. And the last fight he was here, he got knocked the fuck out by Francis.
You think he would have beat John?
Bro, he would have beaten him within the first round. I guarantee it.
Wow.
Like I would put my entire page, my entire reputation, everything that's Tom would have stopped him within the first round, bro.
Wow.
Because go look at that Stipe fight, bro. Just watch.
Yeah, but what about triangle
Stipe
theory?
had him fucking bro. Fuck all that shit, bro. When you're cutting down to 260, when you're a naturally bigger person, fuck all that triangle holding shit, bro. He's gonna do what Derek Lewis does and just stand up. Because if you watch John's career, he was never really able to grapple with people who were at or around his size. Like watch the Reyes fight, watch the Gustafsson fights, bro.
I'm
He
not
was
watching
able
none
to
of that
grapple
shit
them like
because
that.
it's gay, but I'll take your word
But
for
I'm saying,
it.
like, if you watch these fights, you understand what I'm saying is that he can't wrestle guys that are his own size. That's why, I mean, Gon, yeah, but Gon fucking everybody
So
knows
you
that dude has
so you
no
think
fucking wrestling.
So let me ask you, do you think he would have beaten Ghana?
No, I don't think he would have beaten Ngannou
Really?
either, bro. Bro, Ngannou would have fucking powered through himself, bro. Like it's
Wow.
bro.
Alright.
John is a naturally smaller person, bro. Like he's not the same size as Ngannou, bro. Like he would Ngannou would
Ngannou's a
have
big
overpowered
guy.
him.
Ngannou is a big guy. Shout out to motherfucking Misael. You should interview Bob. Show him your impression. Nah, Bob don't got no time for me, dog. You want to smoke his weed?
Homosexual.
I'm gonna be doing his voice the whole time. Bob, will you pass the joint? Fucking tired.
The motherfucker won't fight.
Keyshawn Davis is a great fighter. Now pass the fucking joint.
Now, why did you
Dude, I
pour
thought
hot water,
that was
cold
him for
water
a second.
on the Beaswell fight?
I was looking away and I thought you were playing a clip.
Hey, speaking of Ngannou, do y'all think that water fight happens? And if so, who y'all got?
No, pero tú sabes lo que es con esa pelea, que
Uh,
el Mystique se fue, ¿verdad? MMA versus boxing, it's not what it was when Conor and Floyd did it. Esa es la cuestión. Y también, it really only works if the two guys son popular. Ya se sabe que Wilder, bro, they don't, your own Wilderettes, the guys with the pom-poms y toda la vaina, ellos se fueron. Y Ngannou, I don't know about MMA, ¿me entiende? I don't know is there still a lot of Ngannou fans out there? I don't know, but I know that there's really not a lot of Wilder fans out there.
I think the only reason why Mayweather McGregor was a success because both of the guys they were at the top at the moment.
Yeah.
And Wilder, you fighting in fucking Wichita?
I'm saying, like, from Wichita
Yeah.
to the world, like, bro, like, he not moving like that. I don't know about Ngannou because I know that he had a fight in the PFL that he won. He fought fairly recently. But it's like, I don't know if the fans is there for Ngannou. And I always said that when he fought Fury, that this is not going to be as successful as Maymack was because Fury is not as successful as Floyd was, and Ngannou is not to the UFC what Conor was. Conor was a phenom. Conor was like a whole vibe, for the UFC.
No, what is actually coming out about Ngannou in the MMA world is that he actually, it might be a little bit that it was kind of his fault that the Jon Jones fight didn't happen.
Well, that's what I heard, bro.
Now that it's coming out that he's actually a pain in the ass to deal with at the PFL too, so like people are starting to put one and one together. Like, well, a lot of that fallout with the UFC was Dana White saying you were a pain in the ass to deal with, and he just would rather cut you. And now you're, like, it's not a coincidence that now you're also a pain in the ass to deal with over at the PFL también.
Ese tipo tiene como 40 años, ¿no es verdad?
Yeah, yeah, he's creeping up on 40.
That dude trying to get up out of here, bro. If you still talking about boxing matches and you got an active PFL contract, I'm pretty sure you ain't trying to be rolling on the floor for a few $100,000, bro. You trying to get another boxing bag. The question is, does he beat Wilder?
He could get in one boxing match what he made in his entire UFC career in one night.
Exactly. Like he ain't trying to keep doing that shit. That dude is 40 years old, bro. He trying to get some bitches pregnant.
I venture to say that Joshua hits harder than Wilder.
I've always thought that. I've always thought that, bro.
I never believed in Wilder's
I can't stress this enough that if a lot of guys, not just Anthony, not just Derek, if a lot of guys fought them 7 years worth of people that Wilder fought, they would all be the bronze bomber, bro. Richard Torres would be the mustache bomber if he fought 7 years of motherfuckers like that, bro.
Bomber.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what I guess that's why it aggravates me that they try to have this mythos about him when, bro, it's obvious this is a dude whose entire knockout percentage is based on a padded record.
Bro, there's still guys saying that Usyk should fight Wilder.
He didn't knock out.
Bro, get the fuck out of here.
He didn't knock out Areola either. So that's
wasn't that like a TKO or some bullshit?
Yeah, I don't think he knocked him out or anything, but yeah. So I don't know. I just, the overall the level of competition, like you said, the opposition wasn't very good.
What bothers, the reason I'm always gonna have a rancor for Wilder is because it's one of the more obvious instances where the media tried to gaslight you. Because it's like, yo, this guy's not good. You know what I mean? Like, and y'all keep trying. The guy's not good, and on top of that, the quality of competition isn't good. So this whole thing about him being, I get sick to my stomach when I hear them say he's one of the biggest punchers in boxing all the time. Like, based on what, fam? The fuck are you talking about?
I mean, he never knocked out an elite guy. So
what it is about you, and the reason why it pisses you off, because it's the same thing with me, is that when they try to pass this off that he's this great knockout artist, that is that you're playing us like we're fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Like, we don't know no better. Like, bro, I can see this guy. He fucking sucks. He loses most of his fights, and every once in, like, most of the time, his fucking power will bail him out. Same thing with Gervonta.
And they're trying to act like, oh, the losses to Parker, the losses to Zhang. Like, Brody, that was always going to happen. The sooner you step that man up, the sooner he would have lost, which is why I maintain if you would have fought Derek when he was young, Derek would have beat you. Derek would have beat you. Povetkin would have beat you. A lot of guys would have beat you. So that they have to go to these lengths to maintain this American status quo, for lack of a better word, like what we see with Gervonta, which is even more brazen and more obvious. That it's just a sad state for the sport, honestly, that he could do what he did with Lamont Roach, and you got a whole club of people that are okay with it. They're like, yo, this dude is a whole coward out here. Y'all don't think he should fight Lamont? Like, wow. Okay, welcome to boxing. I guess I'll just have to watch Brits if I want to see somebody with heart. Brits and Mexicans and Eastern Europeans, I guess. Because Americans ain't got no heart. Sorry. You're supposed to be the leader of the new school.
I'm telling you, bro, Brian Norman.
Brian Gore-Tex, bro.
Because
Brian Gore-Tex, he's gonna save us, bro. Take us to the promised land.
I had hope on Keyshawn, but Keyshawn's a loose cannon, bro. Yeah. He's talented than a motherfucker, but he just, I don't know.
You're right. Like, you can't.
Yeah,
you can't. Yeah, because the kids are too emotional, is what it is. It's something that we talked about before, that for a lot of people in the previous era, for a lot of the fighters, boxing was their only way out. So they had it all, and they fought that way because they had it all riding on their boxing career. Whereas now, these kids don't want to fight. Like, they don't really want to fight.
That reaction to a loss, that should not be your family's reaction to a loss. That's a fucking red flag, bro.
Fucking when that security guard got in Brian's face and he fucking grabbed his shirt and he was just smiling. Like, a lot of people would have started throwing hands, and he was just
calm in the storm is
yeah,
Brian, bro.
Bro, I already said Brian Norman's name 3 times. Where the fuck is Brim at, man?
He's
For
gonna
real,
pop up,
Brim.
bro.
Brim
Fuck is
gonna
Brim?
pop up under your couch, bro. You're gonna slide
No,
under
Bring
that
a
shit
Steve
like a fucking
Bartholomew
duck.
Norman, bro.
Maybe I gotta start talking shit about Brian. Fuck.
Yeah, say something bad. Watch Brim come out. Say something bad. Say something
Yeah,
about
he
Boots.
ducks boots though.
He ducked Boots, yo. Brim, he ducked Boots, bro. Come
He
on, where
ducks
you at?
boots, bro. He
I got
priced
Devin
himself
Haney.
out.
I got Haney by knockout. Fuck it.
Bro, I kicked you off the panel for that.
Yeah, no, but I really, because that would, if he did knock Devin out in all seriousness, like our preferences and partiality aside, I do believe it would be better for boxing if Brian Norman won that fight in devastating fashion. It would be. If everything proceeds as it has been, bro, ain't nobody waking up early or trying to stay up late for no Devin Haney fight. All right? So get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
okay?
would that be the end of Devin Haney?
I mean, just imagine.
Would the
we'll
dream
see.
be over? He's waking up.
We'll see. Like if he manages to knock out Devin in the fashion that he knocked out Jin Sasaki, that could be very, very big for Brian Norman. Because even Ryan didn't knock him out. Ryan didn't knock him out. He knocked him down, but he didn't knock him out. If Brian knocks him out, yeah, that's some shit, man.
Oh, he'll be the next Berlanga or free agent.
Do you think he suffered some damage with the Ryan fight, like just at least a concussion or?
I think it's with
he
him.
Recovered pretty good.
I think physically, honestly, Don, I think physically he's okay, but mentally he's fractured. I do believe he's mentally, I do believe he's fractured. That last year, remember, he's a young guy. He's not a 30, 35. He's not a guy que he's hardened, yeah, y que nada le molesta. Everything bothers these kids these days, especially a kid in his 20s. So imagine, you got your ass beat. They find out the guys on roids. They don't care. They want to keep making fun of you. They're still making fun of you. Still.
I think honestly, if you look at Devin's personal life, his shit's falling apart. Within 2 years, you met a girl, you marry this broad, you get her pregnant. Within 2 years, you're already suing her. Like, yo, like,
no, you gotta deal with a
lane, bro. That dude a mark.
That shit is.
He married her, so she about to take him to the cleaners.
And that's kind of how you know that he's a frat. Like, yo, dog, you met a slide pretty music bitch, industry whore essentially, and you put a kid in there and you tried to marry. Like, what's wrong with you, bro?
And
you don't
then
got a father.
When the fucking video comes out about her and Young Thug, the next thing this motherfucker buys her a Maybach truck. Just
it's humiliation after humiliation, bro. Just call and that's why I think physically I think he's okay. He got knocked down a couple of times. It happens. But he kept getting up, and I think he deserves credit for that. That Donnie kept getting up, that counts towards his toughness. Yeah. But psychologically, I actually do think he's broken. I do bro, it's not just the ass whooping you took in that humiliation. It lasted a year. It's still going on. People still make fun of you. Still.
Yeah, I mean, whatever fan base he
ugly.
had, whatever fan base he had is diminished greatly.
I mean, there's a couple of guys out there with fucking Twitter accounts that really fucking like Devin, but I just don't see the appeal. This is not a fun fighter to watch. I've always maintained that, all the really fucking ugly boxing fans that they're like, yo, you fuck ugly. I don't even know why you have social media. Those are the Devin Haney fans. Like, if you're really fucking ugly, he gives you something to shoot for. They're like, yeah, I'm really fucking ugly, but I got money, right? I got some pussy once.
Go, Bevin.
Bevin. You know what I'm saying? Shit is weird out here, B. But I don't want to get caught up in wishful thinking that it's a given that Brian wins that fight. He could lose that fight, though. If you go looking for one punch to do him, if you're looking for one to do him, that's not going to work. You got to throw 4 of them joints, 5 of them joints. The first 3 miss, or the first 3 get blocked, but 4 and 5 get in,
that reminds me of something I heard today that I been hearing a lot of just fake, deep fake commentary on Canelo Crawford. And one of them a deep fake that I heard was Bivol saying that Crawford would win. And I thought that he's surely going for Crawford. And then today I heard one, it was Marcos Vegas interviewed him, and he said that, Canelo also has skills don't like, in other words, don't get it twisted. Like, the guy was hard to hit. I threw 7 punches, and you have to throw punches and bunches to land one. You know, his defensive skill is really
Well,
impressive.
let's just get outraged over here. I'm gonna get outraged because as a Mexican, it bothers me. No, honestly, I hate unfair shit and I hate bullshit. Honestly, that's why it irritates me. I really hate fucking bullshit. And Canelo, they don't want to say that he's a good boxer, which to me is like, huh? So what are you saying, dog? That he's fucking perro engula? Like, what are
Yeah,
you trying to convince me of, dog?
that's the narrative that's going around, like, in the circles of the pundits and boxers, that, you know, they can't articulate why Terrence will win. They just say the skills, and then just Canelo has the size. But, you know, I listening to that, I had to rewatch some of the fights. So I had to rewatch some of the fights, and I'm like, dude, this guy really does evade. I mean, he is a very skillful guy. He's evading a lot of shots.
Yeah.
And he is a ring general, if you don't want to admit it, but he's avoiding shots while coming forward. That's
a remnant.
not easy to do.
It's a remnant of the previous era. This notion that all the Mexican fighters are pressure fighters, right? They're all simple because that's what they want. That's the narrative they're trying to keep alive.
Yeah.
That all the Mexican fighters are flat-footed plotters and they don't have any ring IQ or ring savvy. Understand that for the last 6 or 7 years, they've tried to make it a matter of opinion who the face of boxing is, when, you know, it's very fucking obvious who the face of boxing is. You know how obvious it is? It's not a debate, you know? And the only difference between, I would say, this era and all the previous eras before it is that the face of boxing in previous eras, even when it was Oscar, was still an American fighter, you know, because Oscar is an American after all. This is the one era where you could say, no, the face of boxing is not an American. It's not. Like, it's not, homie.
And you know what?
The Irish Mexican.
I'm not the biggest Canelo fan either. Like, I haven't bought his last pay-per-views. I bought the Riyadh one, the last one. But I hadn't bought a Canelo pay-per-view in ages, and, you know, I refused to. Just what for, you know? And I watched some of those fights for the first time. Like, I watched the Berlanga fight. I never saw it, and I watched the Munguia fight.
I think that the Munguia fight, right? If you really want to know what Canelo has left, more than the Berlanga fight and the Skull fight, right? Because those guys ran. Those guys weren't trying to fight. Charlo was not trying to fight neither. Munguia is the fight that you watch it and understand that he's not past his prime. How do I know? That is a big young man that is throwing a lot of punches at him, and he can't get it done. Canelo's still winning these exchanges. Canelo's still winning these exchanges. He's still winning. He
dropped his ass.
Yes, but listen,
the skills done because the skills done.
Yeah, well, my criticism of that fight, though, I gotta say, is he did hold him up. There's a reason that I don't immediately go to that, just because people are gonna think I'm apologizing. Dude. They're gonna think that I'm apologizing for Canelo when I say that. Underneath it all, I think the only reason Jaime went the distance is because Canelo let him. I saw that. I think that he literally grabbed him. He hurt him. He grabbed him, yes. And then he held him up. But just so that I don't seem like the president of the Canelo Alvarez fan club, all I can say is, understand, Jaime is a big young kid. He's a big young kid, right? Junior middleweight is not new for him. He can't even make that weight anymore. He's been at middle and super middle for the last 5 years, right? Now, this is a guy, he's standing right in front of Canelo. He's standing right in front of him. He's letting punches go. In other words, he's putting a pressure on Canelo in that fight, a physical pressure that I don't think Crawford can put on him. Crawford, are you going to stand there and throw 5 and 6 punches at Canelo? Because this big-ass young man did. Yeah. This big-ass young man did, and it did. Canelo dealed. Like, there wasn't nothing. So if you try to stand there with him, you don't have to work for him, basically. I gotta say, I rewatched the Bivol fight, and Bivol did win, but he didn't land as many as I thought he landed. No, I slowed it down.
Brody, he won on activity just because Canelo couldn't land nothing, but defensively, and I said this literally in an episode of The Relay that I'm about to upload. he was still slipping, rolling,
He was
riding.
yes.
He's making a miss. Even though he's not, Canelo can't land nothing. He really couldn't land nothing.
The narrative that's driving me crazy, it's like, oh, once Terrence Crawford passes the 6th round, Canelo will slow down. I didn't see him slow down in that. Yeah, he didn't throw punches, but he was slipping. He was mindful of what was coming at him because he couldn't crack Bivol. Bivol was too fucking good, too elusive on that step that he has, that back and forth. He couldn't find a good opening. And it just seemed like he did.
It's just lazy. It's just at this point, I've come to the understanding that a lot of it is just lazy analysis and repeating what you heard somebody else say, because it's what you said. They cannot the skills. Okay, what are the skills?
They can't articulate it.
Articulate it. What are the skills?
Yeah.
You know, I had a friend.
Slick. I'm like, what slick?
A friend of the channel, guy left me a comment over the last video I did, one of those last 2 that I did earlier today, that no way, Crawford is more skilled than Canelo. And I said, based on what? I still didn't get an answer.
There's no definitive answer on that. I mean,
I'm not a Crawford hater. I don't say that to tear down Crawford, but you're telling me that he's better than Canelo, and I'm like, yo, look, Canelo's quality of competition is better than his. It is. It absolutely is.
Yes, and by that rationale, if Canelo wins, then the people that are saying that Crawford has these immense skills should not downplay his victory. Like, I don't know.
Shout out to JX. Bomac said that Bud should have been at 168 a long time ago, but said they wanted to take advantage of 130, blah blah blah. Is he lying? A lot of crazy talk is coming out. I'll tell you what I think. Crawford, and I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt, even though I don't actually believe this. Let's just say you got enough power at 168. You can have power, you know what I mean? You can have that. You don't have the durability for that division. I don't think you do. Personally, I don't think you do. I think Crawford is amazing. I've been a big fan of him for a very long time. In many ways, I still am. But this idea that like, nah, homie, if it was like that, you would have knocked out Madrimov, okay? It's not complex. You would have knocked out Madrimov. That is a dude with what he had, 11 fights? You didn't knock him out, okay? So this idea that you got 168 power, nah, I'm sorry, homie. I'm sorry. I don't think so. I don't think so.
Yeah, look, listen, we're going to criticize Virgil Ortiz for not having the power to knock out people at 154, but we're not going to criticize Bud for not having the power at 154. It doesn't make any sense. Like, neither guy knocked out Madrimov, and I'm sure as hell 100% positive that if Bud fought anyone else at 154, he probably wouldn't knock them out either.
Well, here's the thing. Let's swap out the major players. Do I think Callum Smith would knock out Madrimov? Yes. Yes, I do. Do I think that Caleb Plant and Billy Joe Saunders would beat an Israel Madrimov handily where Crawford struggled with him? Yes, I think they would beat him handily, because you guys are living in a fucking video game where height doesn't matter and weight doesn't matter and everybody hits the same. Like, that must be your purview of boxing, that you don't think it, like, yeah, a lot of this shit matters, bro. I'm sorry, but yes, size matters. And with Canelo, it's not just size. You guys are undermining over 60 professional bouts of pro experience in the paid ranks from age 15 to now against some of the very best fighters in the world. And you're doing what you always do with Canelo. You're discounting him. You always do this. If David fought the same 11 months worth of champions that Canelo fought, you would have built him a church in Times Square by now. If there were another guy that had the succession of fights that Canelo Alvarez has had with all those names, Daniel Jacobs, Gennady Golovkin, Callum Smith, Billy Joe Saunders, Caleb Plant. I mean, look at what you guys tried to turn the Caleb Plant win into for David Benavidez, and he didn't even stop him. Canelo did, but yeah, Canelo don't got skills. He's just bigger. Well, okay, bro. If you say so, bro. You know.
No, I saw a post about what Canelo's money shot's gonna be, and it was the left hook to the body, bro, right to the rib, and I think that's where Canelo's gonna stop Crawford.
I think he's got a few ways to stop Crawford, because what I see is a right cross. That's what I think is gonna get him. If Crawford comes out fighting southpaw, that right cross, Canelo's gonna land that thing. He's gonna land that thing. You got hit with a lot of right hands from a guy that ain't Canelo. So if it's Canelo, yeah, he can land the right cross on you. I don't see why not. And these taller fighters, these bigger men, were able to survive because they're bigger. They keep saying Canelo hasn't knocked anybody out in a long time. Granted, but these are very big guys, and Crawford is not a very big guy. Not a big guy. It's harder for him to get away. You got a guy 5'11", 6 feet, 6'3", moving around, long legs, long strides. He can step out. He's all the way out. I don't know if that's gonna work for you, Crawford. This ain't Sean Porter. The fuck? It's not Sean Porter. It's not Felix Diaz, bro. It's Canelo. You got guys weigh 200 and change on the night, running. I don't think that's because he don't hit hard, you know? And I don't think it's because it's easy to deal with him. If they could have sat in the pocket with him, they would have. There's a reason they didn't. What, the one guy that tried, Munguia, right? You see that Canelo knocked him on his ass and he basically carried him. Basically, like he scooped him up like ice cream.
Shit, look what he did to John Ryder. Fucking broke his nose and ruined that dude.
So, you know, it's not even the outrage. I'm not let the fight be what the fight is. I'm just complaining about the coverage that it's like, yeah, y'all not even calling boxing no more. Now y'all just telling me feelings and shit. Y'all not calling boxing. Like, yeah, Canelo has skills. What are you trying to convince me of? He doesn't have skills? Nah? Okay, bro.
Bro, we 2 weeks away, bro. I'm getting them big fight jitters.
Dick's
dog.
getting hard, bro.
No, my dick's getting hard, dog.
Hard, bro.
Hoony.
Hoony, yo. Dick's getting hoony.
Shit getting wombo.
Yo, I was watching the Eric Morales podcast with Barrera, and they were interviewing his brother, and his brother was talking about how this fight's gonna make views. And it got me thinking, I thought that Tank and Jake Paul could match the views. Nah, it's going to be Canelo and Bud.
Manín, yo no te lo... Es que tú no me oyes a mí. You don't like listening to me undefeated. You don't
What'd you say?
Me, bro. You don't like listening to me undefeated.
Huh?
Yo te lo dije. Jake has fans. I'm not saying that he doesn't. And Javante has fans too. No doubt about it. None of them, though, not a single one of them, have a fucking country behind them. Not a single one. Canelo doesn't just have the American wallet. He clearly has the American wallet. The proof is in the pudding. 2023, 2024. Canelo Alvarez is above Jake Paul. Never mind who's at number one, because it was swapped out between Canelo and Fury and Canelo because of the Saudi bag. Just remember, whenever they did the tally of who's generating more money with their fights, it was Canelo over Jake Paul. And Javante has never been on the same planet as Canelo in terms of generating money. So take away the paywall. What do you think happens? Take away the pay, like,
bro, the whole hood's gonna come out for Javante.
I'm trying to tell you, though. Yeah, the whole LGBTQ, bro.
Then,
Man K Leaf going to the fight.
Didn't Jake Paul say that?
Bro?
Didn't Jake Paul say that he got Puerto Rico behind him?
And Man K Leaf was making her pro debut on MVP.
Nah, that one
Jake
interview
Paul got more
with
Puerto Rican fans than Edgar Berlanga. I'm gonna say that right
I
now.
agree. I agree to that. I agree to that.
That's facts.
No, that one fight where
Shakur,
he named himself El Gallo de Oro, and they asked him like, "Yo, like, where'd you get that nickname?" He's like, "Yeah, some guy in Puerto Rico saw me sparring, and he said that I fight like a rooster and Gallo de Oro." Like, shut the fuck up! God damn!
Hey, bitch, you got that from Blood In Blood Out. Fuck off.
Esta la vaina. I'm not really mad at Jake, de verdad. I'm not mad at that kid. He doing what he do. He getting money. Está bien, get money. Está bien, get money. Está bien. Pero de verdad, punto y aparte. These people don't have a country behind them. Canelo literally does. Literally. Like, yeah, it's a whole country behind that dude. Never mind the Americans here in America, even though they're the ones that primarily have made him the biggest draw in boxing. They hate to hear that, but it's the truth. Fury only came in ahead of Canelo because of a Saudi bag. Canelo was on that list off of his fans. You understand that? This before he fucked with the Turk. He was on that list before he fucked with the Turk. Whereas Fury, you were there because of the Saudi bag. Usyk, you were there because of the Saudi bag. You see what I mean?
That's what people don't recognize, is that Canelo was getting Saudi money before Saudi was even in boxing.
So add the Saudi money and add the fact that, for the first time in a long time, because it hasn't been this way since 2019, you don't got to pay nothing extra to see Canelo. So how many more people do you think are going to see this? Like, dog, it's going to be lit. It's going to be lit.
It's going to be lit like two tits.
Okay, who's gonna be in Mexico watching the fucking Jake Paul fight? Like nobody.
Eso
Like
es lo que yo estoy diciendo. It's gonna be him and Gervonta, ¿verdad? Yo no estoy diciendo bullipeo. Like, no, people are gonna watch that shit. That shit is gonna get a lot of views. But I said it the moment that that I seen that Dan the boxing stand, right? Because he was the one that tried to say it. That Jake Paul and Gervonta are gonna do more numbers. Yeah, I don't think so.
No,
I literally don't think so. No, none of them have a country behind them. Jake don't.
Yeah.
Gervonta don't. Canelo does.
And then you got to think about it like Netflix is a global platform. Like, how many people from the UK and Australia you thought they were going to watch
Eso
it
la
too?
otra vaina, que tú crees que esa gente en Inglaterra, that they're gonna stay up late y que por Jake Paul. La vaina, man. La vaina.
No.
Get the fuck out of here, bro. Like, that's not. And by now that they know, they're like, yo, look, there's the build up is gonna be great, and some things are gonna get said, and it'll be funny, and there might be some viral moments. Pero yeah, when the opening bell sounds, it's not a fight, bro. Like, it's not a
No,
fight.
because on some real shit, like this fight itself is it's having crossover with MMA as well too. Because like their MMA channels were gonna go live for that fight too, bro. Because Crawford Canelo's fucking huge.
I'm pretty sure the medias are gonna go live, but yo, what does it matter really what the metrics are about both fights? They're both gonna put on successful
No,
numbers.
porque lo que ellos quieren decir, Virtuoso, es que Gervonta Davis is the face of boxing. Yo estoy harto de
But that's the
decirlo.
thing, though. It's like, even if that's the case, even if he does beat up Jake Paul, what's gonna materialize after that? Nothing.
Manín, estas son gente que no sirve. Anything is a win for them. When they
They're
wipe their
defective
own
people. They don't fucking think.
Yeah, like they celebran being able to wipe their own ass. Like,
Bro,
you celebrate
Devontae
stupid
shit don't stink, bro.
Yeah, it don't smell bad. It smells like potpourri. Pork
Smells
Chop
like dick.
said Tank and Jake will be a meme after the face-off. Yeah, like I think the spectacle of it, because I'm not saying it's not going to do numbers. I absolutely think Jake and Gervonta are going to do numbers. They just because it's Netflix, right? Just because it's on. But I don't think for a second it'll do more numbers than Canelo and Crawford. No, I literally do not, because that is a fight. There's something that Crawford and Canelo has. And look, y'all know I'm not tribal. But that element alone is something that is real and palpable. There are a lot of people on the Crawford side of the aisle. They're very passionate. They're talking a lot of shit. A lot of shit is getting said. The Canelo fans, they're very fucking passionate. They've been talking shit for weeks, right? This has an air of this has the big fight feel. That air of intrigue that bing bing, and you don't know what's gonna happen. Like you don't really know. You want something to happen.
I know what's gonna happen.
And you know what, bro?
There's-
Netflix kind of fucked up because they should have built this as Mexico's #1 fighter versus America's #1 fighter. Like that shit would, because it literally, bro. Who is the #1 fighter in America right now? Out of America,
Crawford, bro. It's fucking Crawford, bro.
That was Brian Norman.
In Mexico, bro, it's Canelo. Like they should have went that angle. That shit would have been.
But you know what? Undefeated. That tribalism is already there. You're gonna have a fucking race war in the stands. I promise you that.
Well, you know what?
The reason why they wouldn't do that though is because they got Gervonta, bro.
Nah,
like,
bro. Tell Bud to pull up to the to the weigh-in with a Trump hat, bro.
No. Get the border czar to walk him out.
Get
the fucking
That'd
border.
Be fucking hilarious.
If you want to light this shit on fire, like you really want to light a fire under people's ass, get him to walk out with the border czar.
With the Make America Great Again hat, bro. That's shit.
Shout out to motherfucking D. Bud and MJ win. Ring watches the new. Yeah, I motherfucker. You
yeah, that's alternate history.
Stop playing with me. Fuck out of here with that bullshit. My man, he knew he gonna handle his BI, right? My man, he knew he gonna do what he do. Eso yo no sé, man. I still think it's the zone, bro. I think it's gonna.
I hope so, but I have not seen any news. I can't find it on BoxRec. It's being listed. I don't know.
Bro, there's no way we don't get to watch that fight, bro. There's no fucking.
You don't think it'll be on Amazon?
I swear to God, if I don't get to see that fight, I'm gonna find Todd do both, and I'm gonna punch him right in the fucking balls, bro.
I agree.
This is all your fault.
Eddie too. Eddie has to get it too, because you about to renew with them, and it's like we don't hear nothing about MJ fighting on his own next.
But I will tell you this, Virtuoso, that when Kenshiro's fight landed on the zone, it was at the last minute. You understand? It was at the last minute. It was like the week before the fight. They said that the zone is going to show it. It was the week before the fight. So give it a chance. Like, just give me a chance, bro. Okay. And if all else fails, we got to stream East, bro.
Yeah, we have to.
We have to.
I'll stream East the fuck out of that shit.
Fucking stream East, bro.
I'm streaming Jake Paul versus Tank, bro.
Bro, what do they? Is there a stream West? And what do they show?
Netflix?
It's a stream Dirty South, bro.
Oh, okay.
Oh, God.
But,
He's gonna stream Netflix.
bro, how the fuck you gonna stream Netflix,
Bro,
how the fuck you gonna?
bro,
You gonna do that?
it's
That
like
day.
Smokey said, bro. It's a principality, bro.
It's the Principality Stadium,
It's a
bro.
principality, bro. Come
Gonna
on.
cancel his subscription for that month.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna cancel it just so I can steal it. How about that motherfucking shit?
That'll
Motherfucker.
teach him a lesson.
Show those motherfuckers. You know what
I
I'm
mean,
saying?
if they don't
But
give us a fight, I'm a fucking cancel and then steal it. Yeah.
I am waiting for the undercard of Javante, because that's not. Eso no va a ver, like, you know, like I'm already hip to Jake Paul's thing. I'm not mad at him, you understand? But I'm already hip to, like, yeah, the build-up is gonna be better than the actual event. That's how it seems to go. The build-up.
Oh yeah, all the shit talking. Hell yeah.
Yeah, like the build-up is gonna be better than the actual event. Like, so I'm not. Yo no estoy emocionado por esa vaina. Like, why would I be? You know. Even the idea. The only thing that Jake can do for me with his event is humiliate Gervonta. But I don't trust that you'll.
Bro,
do
you
that.
should get him like a pet roach.
I'm saying that if you, I said no, he should have
Like
a
one of them
cockroach.
big bitches from Madagascar.
Yeah, like one of them big rattling cockroaches. That
one of
his.
them big some bitches.
Like here, Javon. Like if you, like I said, Jake, if you listening, and I know some of y'all motherfuckers listen. Nikisa, I know you be listening. If y'all don't humiliate this motherfucker at the press conferences, I'm talking about like really humiliate him.
It's not worth it then.
It's not worth it, yeah, because there's too many opportunities to really get under his skin, fuck with him, bother him. That if you don't, it tells us you guys made an agreement to I'll make you look good, Jake, and you'll make me look good. You know, that I'm in here with a cruiserweight and I'm holding my own, and Jake, you know, like, nah, man. If you don't humiliate this guy, come on.
Or you could they could put Jake rubbing some hair grease on the gloves and shit, so he
For
can
real.
make Tank fucking cry.
The funny shit is if he unleashes a thing of cockroaches on the stage.
You know what could work for an undercard? Here's a fight. Gary Antoine Russell versus Andy Hirioka. Finally.
You know that Andy's not. No, tú sabes lo que? Andy's not the interim anymore.
Oh shit.
Yo no sé lo que pasó. I looked on the shit. He's not the interim anymore.
They gave up.
Al got him.
Somebody did. If you go on the shit, it's another guy. It's a Spanish guy, I think. Y este tipo, Isaac, is the interim for the WBC en el 140. He's not going to fight for that fucking belt. Él no va a pelear con Matías.
Nah.
Oye, this is how retarded it is. Dalton Smith is the mandatory for Matías, but Isaac is the interim. What?
Retarded.
What?
What is the concept of putting a fucking interim when there's an active fighter?
To be able to collect sanction and fees from another dumb motherfucker.
That's the thing, though. It's like you can still get it. You can still collect sanction fees without putting belts on them. Just don't confuse the fans.
Well, the way it is they want something for the pictures. Like, you know why they do it? Because they believe that a fight is more marketable if there's a belt on the line, when nobody thinks Isaac is the champion of anything.
Bro, just look at how many fucking belts Benavidez was holding at 160.
That dude got
like
three
of them hoes.
My dude, that dude got 3 W.
The diamond, the franchise,
Well, he got 4 now. He got 4 now because of the 75 one. He already had 3.
How crazy is it the first time you ever unified, they were interim titles?
My dude, that's like buying the same jeans over and over again. Like, what are you doing, bro? That's like you buying the same jeans. Oh, you're not even gonna get a different color? All right, homie. Okay, homie.
It's like that one.
Wearing khakis.
It's like that one video of those guys at work, and the dude has the same underwear.
Yeah,
the pack of 4.
He's that fucking guy. He's that fucking guy. You know what I'm saying?
That fucking video, bro.
Who's that fucking like you got the same? You literally, why are you walking around with 3 WBC titles, bro? Like 4 of them now.
From the
like,
same weight class?
3 of them was from 68. 3 of them shits they was from 68.
That's so wild, bro.
Remember, it's the 2 full ones that he lost, the 2 full ones, and then it was the interim for the fake Canelo shit. There's 3 of them bitches. So you got 3 of the same belt. Like, so what are you, the undisputed WBC champion? You got 3 of the same belt.
Look, check these 2 titles I got stripped for.
You know what I'm saying?
Like
Exactly.
I really need to see David versus Bivol, because I don't think who I don't think he's gonna fight Souto for some reason.
Bro, I don't think he's making it past Yarde, bro.
Damn.
That's kind of where I'm at. Kind of. I haven't settled
genuinely
yet.
don't believe he makes it past Yarde, fam.
Damn.
I'm just thinking that I keep thinking that this guy's not going to run from you, and you're not going to run from him. Who do I think hits harder? Yarde. Both of y'all got shit defense. Like Yarde's defense ain't nothing. Like it ain't nothing to write home about. But neither is David's.
And
So
Yarde didn't spend fucking 12 years emaciating himself down to get to 168, bro. That's like, come on.
Exactly. That if you hit him and he hits you, I think it'll hurt you more if you hit him and he hits you. And we know you can be hit. We've seen it. But what you gonna do?
You think David will shoe shine his knob?
The shit is that I see what some people are saying, that if a lot of punches are coming your way, right, and they may not knock you out, but a lot of activity is coming your way. I see what people mean, that that could be disarming. That could be disarming.
Be flustering.
Right. But if he was willing to trade with Artur, bro, he's willing to trade with Artur. He's throwing shit back. Like, I just don't really think a guy like that gonna be worried about David. Nah. He gonna feel like oh, this guy. He don't got that Kovalev. He don't got that Artur. Let me throw some shit at him. You know what I mean? The guy.
Yeah, I think you ought to pack him up, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Lyndon Arthur beat him by boxing. Sergey Kovalev beat him with boxing and power, but he beat him with boxing with a good jab. Remember, it was a jab that knocked him out.
Yeah.
Exhaustion got to him. Artur beat him with power that David doesn't have. You see that I'm thinking about? Well, these are the guys that beat Anthony Yarde, and you're not like them, David. So
Artur has that unibrow Russian power, bro. Like,
right, he got that inbred power, bro. His sister's his cousin, bro. Let's get it. Let's fucking rumble. So we'll see. We'll see. I haven't made up my mind yet, because it's a ballsy pick to say that you think Yarde is gonna beat him, but I'm just saying that Yarde is. I think Yarde is live in that fight. I do. It's hard.
Okay, look, I'll say it like this. I give Yarde a better chance of stopping Benavidez than I have of Bud outpointing Crawford, Canelo.
Hold on, let me see. Fight Fan Live TV. Fight Fan TV says David Benavidez is going to stop Yarde. Benavidez hits harder than Yarde. Trust me. I'm going to break it down closer to the fight. No, break it down here. Hit the link, bro. Tell me, how does the guy that couldn't stop Vosdick and couldn't stop 11-0 David Morrell, how does he stop Yarde? Tell me. Come on, jump on, bro. Come on. Look, daddy. Let's get this shit. Need a good debate. Good call, Fan Fight. I don't know.
Mirage thinks so. Starts fucking jerking him off.
That dude is in Australia with a hard dick right now. Like, yeah.
David Benavidez. David
Benavidez. Talking that shit. That dude over there, that dude down there with a hard dick right now.
You know what I'm saying? Look, Mr. T whooping out the popcorn. Look.
Now he about to bounty me for that. If anything, bro, he about to bounty me for.
What is it?
Keeping it real.
2 million per month.
All right, we got my man Danny Glover. Oh, that's Danny, bro. The fuck,
yes.
Danny? That's
man.
Danny, bro. Danny, you can't be serious, bro. You really think? I don't think for a second that David hits harder than Anthony. Hell no.
Yes, I'm gonna break it down. I'm gonna break it down. Now watch this, because you're saying a guy who couldn't stop Gvozdyk or David Morrell, yeah? Mm-hmm. Okay, so that was Benavidez' first 2 fights at light heavyweight. So he jumped up and fought the former lineal light heavyweight champion. Now, if we go from the Benavidez' last 2 fights and Yarde's last 2 fights. Now, had Benavidez stepped up and fought Raf Vilkans first, what do you think he would have done to Raf Vilkans? Would he have stopped Raf Vilkans, Benavidez?
I don't think so, because he couldn't stop. Look. We got to be honest about this shit, okay? At 68, he didn't stop Caleb Plant, who had been stopped before. At 75, He didn't stop Vosdick, who was much older than when Beterbiev fought him. Beterbiev stopped him. David didn't. Right? Now, David
about
Morrell...
the 11th round.
No, wait a minute. Now, wait a minute. No, bullshit. And now, fucking David Morrell just went in there with a little 5'5" fucking guy, 5'5", he ain't 5'6", right? Fucking fights Katayev. Katayev scored a fucking knockdown, Danny. He scored a fucking knockdown.
And he was juiced. He was juiced though.
Oh fuck the juice. No, don't do that. The juice was from when he was an amateur. That's the old juice thing. That's the old juice.
Okay.
Thing. And we can't do the juice thing with David Morrell of all people because your boy accused him of being on the fucking juice. Remember, David Benavidez accused David Morrell of being on the juice. I believe him. I also believe David Benavidez is on the juice, but still, he said that David Morrell is on the juice. I believe him. So if we're going to do the juice thing, let's just be honest. David Morrell is on the juice, Katayev is on the juice, and David Benavidez is on the juice. So the juice is not a factor. I'm on the fucking juice.
I don't know about that, but the thing is,
you see the point you see the point I'm making though. Like, let's be honest. The first guy to sit David Morrell on his ass was not the Mexican monster. It was a 5'6" Russian from Australia. So I'm not buying this thing that David Benavidez hit like that. Hell no. The guys that sparred him said he don't hit like that.
Okay, but the thing is, you see so Dave Morrell got dropped in his next fight first after Benavidez. Now, we know in the history of boxing, sometimes you get into a fight and the person shows a great chin, but that sustained beating takes the durability out of a fighter. Because it's funny, the very next fight that Morrell had, he got dropped after taking a hell of a lot of shots from Benavidez. Now, let me break down what I was talking about. Now, if Benavidez had fought in his first two fights at light heavyweight versus Raf Vilkans and Lyndon Harper, I'm pretty sure he would have got 2 stoppages.
Bro, can I interject right quick?
Hold on. Now had Yarde fought in his last 2 fights, Vosdick and David Morrell, I'm not sure he even gets a victory, let alone knock them out, because he's never dropped one world class opponent.
You're not going to talk about Anthony like that to me. You're not going to talk about Anthony like that to me, okay? Anthony takes the challenges that David Benavidez would never take. He fought fucking Sergey Kovalev in Chelyabinsk, Russia. He fought Artur Beterbiev in fucking, what was that? No, that wasn't in Canada. That was in London. It doesn't fucking matter, okay? The point is, styles make fights. And what bothers Anthony are boxers.
Yes, a good jab. A good jab.
Sergey had a good jab. Lyndon Arthur beat him with what? With a jab. Now with Artur Beterbiev, bro, that's just Artur hits too fucking hard, bro. At the end, like that's how he just hits too fucking hard, right? But the guys that bother Anthony tactically are movers and jabbers. That is not David Benavidez. They're gonna meet in the center of the ring, and this is why I'm reserved, Danny. I'm not saying ultimately, I don't know yet, but what I do know is, yeah, David is not a boxer. He's not a boxer. He's a mid-range fighter. So is Anthony. But Anthony's not new to this weight. He's not new to fucking light heavyweight. And he's been there and done that with some of the heaviest-handed punchers in this entire division the last 10 years.
And got knocked out in both of them.
Okay,
no,
but
honestly,
who is David knocking out? Who does he knock out?
But who is Yarde knocked out? Who is Yarde even dropped? Yarde's not even dropped.
Walked away from that fight looking worse off than Morrell did.
Okay, but it's not about how you look. But the thing is, Yarde has never even dropped a world-class opponent. Guys who have both been dropped, both Kovalev has been dropped by light punches before and after. Artur Beterbiev has been dropped before.
What world-class opponent David dropped?
He has dropped.
There you go. You see
Andrade, but he's small.
No, Andrade is world class.
I know. Yes, he is. He's a former world champion, but he's small. He's small, so I won't count it. He's small.
Medina, bro.
No. So the only guy that you could tell me that he dropped is a guy who came up from 54.
And he got dropped in his first fight at 160.
And let me tell you one fucking thing, bro. Dropping Andrade is not some great fucking thing. You know why?
I know.
Vanez Martirosyan dropped him, right? Didn't Vanez do that? Damon Nicholson dropped him that same year. So,
yeah, I know. That's not the sort to dine out on. So, but what I'm saying is, Yarde has not dropped a world-class opponent who has been dropped multiple times, i.e. Kovalev and Beterbiev have both been dropped, and he couldn't drop either one of them.
David didn't drop a world-class opponent. He's been dropped, but he ain't dropped nobody. He been dropped. He got dropped by Ronald.
So how do we know who's harder?
He got dropped by Ronald the Thrill Gavril, right? And he got dropped, even though it was a funny-looking knockdown. But, you got dropped by David Morrell.
Yeah, but Kovalev's been dropped multiple times by multiple people as well, and Yarde couldn't drop him. So we don't. Does Yarde really hit that hard?
I listen. Artur Beterbiev and Lady Chan said it. She's got great cleavage. She's very attractive.
Fact.
And she said that, and I remember that Artur said that motherfucker hit hard. I ain't never seen or heard Artur say that about nobody. Said that about
I don't remember Beterbiev saying he hit hard because I spoke to Iceman John Scully.
On your knowledge.
No, I spoke to Iceman John Scully when my cousin Craig Richards was out sparring with Beterbiev, and he said that Beterbiev said he don't hit that hard. He said Callum Johnson hits like a truck.
Okay, I'll level with you. We'll throw that out. That's inadmissible.
And Callum Johnson dropped Beterbiev, so it makes sense.
We'll throw that out. Let's throw that out. Okay, here's shit. David doesn't seem to be able to knock people out unless they're middleweights. I mean, who you knock out? David Lemieux? Middleweight. Demetrius Andrade? Middleweight. They put you in there against the halfway decent Caleb Plant, who the whole world knows has a shit engine after the 6th round. You couldn't stop him. You couldn't drop him. And he's been stopped and dropped before, just not by you.
No, but what did Caleb do? Which was different, which he learned in the fight. He held on for dear life. He held on for dear life.
Don't do that, Danny. You better than that. Don't do that. He tried to hold Canelo. Canelo broke the clinch. The footage is out there for everybody. Canelo is 5'7.5". Okay? That is a little ass man.
Canelo's the real
low center of gravity.
David Benavidez is a full-on 6'2", if he ain't 6'3", at least 200 on the night. And you telling me that Caleb holding him is the reason he couldn't finish him? Because he was I'll tell you a story, because I'm older than you, Danny. I seen shit you didn't see. I saw when Mike Tyson fought Frank Bruno for the 2nd time. I saw it live. Frank,
I watched it live on TV. 96.
You were young. Okay?
Yeah, I was 10 years old.
Exactly. Frank held that. Mills Lane is losing his fucking mind, all right? It's like a million fucking clinches. Did that stop Mike from breaking the clinch and putting punches in there? No. So that is not an excuse for David. It's not, bro. You're bigger than this guy. You're younger than this guy. You're unbeaten. He's tired. Caleb Plant is running on fumes, and you couldn't finish him. So I don't believe this thing about David's power. I really don't. I'm like, nah.
He stopped Anthony Durrell, though.
Oh my God. Yo, Caleb Plant stopped Anthony Durrell.
Bro.
That was after Benavidez.
Gust of wind knocked out Anthony Durrell.
No, and don't fucking play with me. I saw that fight, and it wasn't a cold knockout like it was with Caleb. It was a referee stoppage because of the cut.
And the beatdown.
Yeah, the fucking beat. He was worse off with Caleb. Caleb put him down. Yeah, bro.
Caleb put him. Yeah, Caleb one was a highlight reel.
That's a real knockout. There's a real, and this is what I don't believe this mythos about David's power. Lonnie Love said it. David don't hit hard. Lonnie Love said that. He sparred Beterbiev. He sparred Benavidez. I like Benavidez, but he don't hit hard. Gvozdyk said the same thing. No, David has activity, but he don't. I like saying Gvozdyk because I like mispronouncing people's names. He said it. That dude don't hit hard. He said, and I believed him. They don't have a reason to lie. Like, no, he got activity. He's busy and around, and that's how he wins. But he don't hit hard.
Interviews are very good because he's breaking down how the sparring went with them, and he sparred both guys.
Yeah.
Who sparred both guys?
Lonnie B.
Lonnie B.
Okay.
I said Lonnie Love. I'm bugging. It's Lonnie B. He broke that shit down, and he said it more than once. So I'm just saying that when you got two mid-range fighters, Anthony's a mid-range fighter. David is a mid-range to inside fighter. And they're going to meet in the center of the ring. I don't think anybody's going to make a decision to box. So they're going to trade. And I'm just saying, bro, I just saw your fight with Morrell. You was getting touched up. At one point, Morrell cracked the shit out of him. and had him woozy.
Yeah, in the third round. He walked into one. But the thing is, one thing people keep forgetting about Benavidez, because he throws all the clusters, everyone thinks that's what he does. Do you know how he actually breaks down a lot of fighters? With a great stiff step jab. He uses that a lot, and that's what he's going to be landing in Yarde's face a lot. He does that stamp. He's got that stamp your foot jab.
I don't doubt that David. See, this is where you're not understanding me. That I don't doubt that David is going to get in with his punches. He's going to get in with his punches, but in the exchange, I think Anthony's punches are more damaging to David than the other way around. I absolutely do. You couldn't stop an 11-0 super middleweight who had just moved up. You understand? 11-0 super middleweight who moved up with you. You couldn't knock him out. You couldn't even knock him down. Now, Anthony has been in there with the Lions, the Tigers, and the Bears. You don't hit like them. That's what you need to stop Anthony. Yo, look, Artur Beterbiev had to beat the shit out of Anthony Yarde to get his ass to chill out. He had to fuck him up. Sergey Kovalev had to fuck him up. I don't know about David, bro. I don't know about David.
Danny, can I ask
he does. Yeah, David doesn't hit one punch power like those two. Yeah, I know that. But one thing he does do is that the accumulation of shots, and one thing Yarde does suffer with is stamina issues. And when the stamina issue kicks in, that is when the body shot from Benavidez.
Why does it sound like you? Why does it sound like you under the stove, bro?
I don't know, man.
Under the stove.
You don't hear him? He sound like somebody having a party next door. He sound like somebody having a party. Like, where you at, Virtuoso? You at the neighbor's house?
Must be the microphone. Must be the mic. All of a sudden.
Yeah, I gotta do something about these motherfucking cashiers.
You still leaning on Yarde to beat David, man?
It's not leaning on him to beat David. It's that people acting like it's a given, and I'm seeing two mid-range fighters that are they're not gonna run from each other. These two guys, they're not. Anthony's gonna come forward. David's gonna come forward. Gun to my head. Who do I think hits harder? Anthony. I have a doubt in my mind he hits harder than David.
You don't think David got better defense? Like, you think his reflexes are better?
What is this? When did David become the poster child of defense?
No, but he's very hard to hit, you know.
He's hard to hit.
He does this thing where he leans back. He does.
Because we're just gonna say anything tonight, right? Fuck it, right? Like, we just gonna say, okay, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna smoke a cigarette. I need a cigarette behind that one.
Oh no, you can't have a cigarette.
Brim, did you hear that? David
Benavidez is hard to hit. They're making the wrong points about the Benavidez Yarde fight.
You tell
me. When do you see anybody ever tee off? When do you see anybody ever tee off on Benavidez? He does this thing where he leans back a lot. He has a lot of cute moves, which people don't take into account.
All right, so both of y'all making points to me is irrelevant because him getting dropped by a bullshit jab that didn't do nothing, and in fact the fight doesn't mean anything. And then what you're talking about
literally means that
doesn't mean anything. Here's the difference between with Benavidez and Yarde.
He was off balance. He was off balance.
Off balance, right?
Yeah, he's off balance because he doesn't always stay form, and he squares up in his stance, and sometimes he gets off balance and off position.
Nobody calling him Sugar Leonard with the feet. You know what I'm saying?
But the thing is, the Yarde hits harder than Benavidez. That's the factual.
Yeah, he can hit harder, but is he more accurate than Benavidez?
Absolutely not. And I'm glad you're making a valid point. Now you're getting to where the point you need to go. He's not an accurate puncher. He loses form, especially when you start getting a little bit of that, your fuel tank goes down a little bit and you have to go to those reserves. He's not an accurate puncher, and he gets worse as he tires. Those are the points you needed to make. David Benavidez's defense is not out of this world, nowhere close.
None of it is out of the world, but it's better than people think it is.
Benavidez right now?
Less accurate and doesn't have the endurance.
Who has the better jab out of the two? Be honest.
Benavidez.
Who has the better body shot out of the two?
Yarde's jab is not impressive at all. Let's not do this.
Yarde don't have a jab. Benavidez has
that's what I'm trying to get at, but I'm not going to go that deep. I'm going to say he'll throw it he throw it a little bit, but it's not really relevant. But
who has the better body shots?
At the end of the day, Yarde to win this fight, I think he has to hurt David Benavidez early in the fight. It's just that simple. If he
Who has a
doesn't
better
hit
body shots out of the two?
Benavidez early in the fight, he is going to lose. Bottom line.
Who has a better body
So
shots out of the two?
Benavidez is gonna box and slip and move.
It's
with
not gonna
Yarde,
matter
that's what you're
because I
saying?
don't think he throws that many body shots.
I think Yarde is more worn as a fighter too. He been a hell of
That's
a
a yeah. I'm glad somebody else made another good point. More worn,
not
bro.
gonna
You gotta
last.
remember that great effort against Beterbiev. How long ago was that?
That was gotta be
3 years ago,
wasn't it?
How many years ago was it?
3 years ago now.
Might have been
last year.
Was it 3 years?
No. It was no. It was.
No, it wasn't last year. Callum Smith was last year.
Yeah, and then before that,
Yarde was the year before. So two years ago.
2023.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
2.5 years ago.
2023. I thought it was 2022. If it was only 2 years ago, then I mean,
No, 2.5 because it was January.
It was January.
January 2023.
Yeah. So that long ago.
Okay, so that's 2 years, and that's going on 3. That's
2.5. Yeah,
that
2.5.
might be enough time to say, hey, listen, is he closer to that level, or is he closer to what we saw in this last fight? Fair
And
question.
the fight before, that Raf Vilkans, where he was struggling, getting outboxed, and he just about got through that. A guy that if Benavidez had fought Raf Vilkans, he'd have stopped his ass.
That's the thing, though. He's not stopping light heavyweights. Like, what I want to know is,
yeah, but he's fighting. He just fought the former lineal.
Hold on, man. What I want to know is, are those memo shakes are gonna untap that that those fucking stamina, that second win in the second half of a fight?
Absolutely,
I think it will.
Absolutely, they will.
I didn't know you was gonna say that. I should have let him interrupt you though, even though I understand what you're going at. But damn.
Yeah. Because that's what he's gonna have to. He's gonna have to beat him with volume, and gonna outpace him.
Yeah, because without Mimo was the one fight he tired in. If we want to be honest, the one fight he did not have Mimo was the one fight he tired in.
Gavastic.
Exactly. But he has Mimo, so he's not going to tire. So I think he's not going to be a tired fighter in the fight
too. Maybe it's just acclimation or whatever. You know what I mean?
I mean that could be fair. That could be the case, but I guess it could be just a quinky-dink coincidence, but I don't know if it's a coincidence, brother. I mean, moving up to 175 and that being your first fight, it could be something you could lean on and say, hey, that might be why he got tired. But also not having Mimo could have been, a very important factor as well,
And it wasn't just any fight at 175. This is against the former lineal champion at 175. The guy who gave Beterbiev his hardest fight before, obviously Bivol, of course. This is a guy who basically retired Adonis Stevenson and was the lineal champion. And he was up on the cards on all 3 judges' scorecards against Beterbiev at the time of getting stopped. That's your first fight at 175. This weren't no dip your toe in at the weight.
It's a good solid opponent. Is your first fight at 175. We're not going to sit here and try to downplay that. But you just said he was up on the scorecards till he got stopped. When you get stopped, it takes something out of you. That's why before he got back in the ring with a Benavidez, he fought 3 unbiased brims. You know what I mean? He fought unbiased brims and then got back in the ring, and he didn't do too bad. But he just, because it didn't look like Benavidez punches did too much damage to him at all. But he just, on his own, offensively, his output just wasn't quite the same. But I mean, I'm not going to undermine David Benavidez and what he is trying to do at 175 because, just like Jules has said, the move, I was surprised he made that move because he's making his own legacy, doing what he need to do for his career because what other choice did he have? He made the proper decision. Maybe he should have made this proper decision a little bit sooner, but it is what it is. We are here now, and he's in a fight versus a solid opponent, even though that opponent I think is flawed, but Yarde can punch.
The disconnect, listen, Brim, the disconnect is that They're making David to be out something that he's not. He's not a defensive wizard. That's the first fallacy. He's not a defensive wizard. David gets hit. There's plenty of examples of that. You can see him all marked up after several fights. He's been dropped 2 times. So clearly, he's not a defensive wizard. We know that. But there's more than enough evidence that suggests he's not a big puncher either. Whereas Anthony Yarde, I would give him the edge in power. I don't even think that's a hot take. Like, no, he's
That's
a
not
bona
a hot
fide
take.
light heavyweight. He's
I don't
never
think it's
been
a hot take.
anywhere else.
I agree with that. But the thing is, though, without him, without him landing that heavier punch early in the fight, I think the fight ends after that. I mean, I'm not saying, it just depends on how Benavidez win. But the thing is, I don't think Benavidez' power is all that at 175. It hasn't proven to be.
I mean, I don't think it was all that at 168. If it were, he would have knocked out Caleb Plant. And all people can tell me is Caleb was holding. Okay, break the clinch. You weigh over 200 pounds. You're literally bigger than him and younger. Break the fucking clinch.
Fair.
I don't think he was a big puncher at one. Compare his stoppage of Durrell with Caleb's stoppage of Durrell. Which one was worse?
Oh, man, we know Caleb. Well, he scooped the shovel and put dirt on top of it.
That was after Benavidez.
How many fights after that, though, dog? How many? Like, what difference does it make after? What difference does that make? That if you're what they say you are, we shouldn't have to talk this much about it. If you are what they say you are, near as I can tell, you couldn't stop an exhausted Caleb Plant. So if you're gonna make the point that, oh, well, Caleb only knocked out Anthony Durrell because he was so damaged from the Benavidez fight, then by that logic, David has no reason to have not stopped Caleb because he actually got knocked out.
Vosnik either. And he won't have no reason not to stop Yarde either if we're going to apply that same logic across the board, to be fair.
That's all I'm saying, man. That's all I'm saying.
But what examples has Yarde showed you to give him the edge in his power? Who has he knocked out? Remember, a lot of his opponents are TBC up until the week of the fight, and they're coming up from middleweight and stuff like that on 5 days notice and stuff. A lot of the time, that's what a lot of you Americans don't realize. But the UK fans will get to this.
Brody, I've been watching Anthony Yarde since he debuted as a professional, so I know that he's fought a lot of tomato cans. What I'm telling you is so is David.
And also, even though Yarde might have lost to Kovalev and lost to Beterbiev, what did he do to both fighters in both fights? Hurt them.
Hell.
He didn't hurt Beterbiev. He didn't hurt Beterbiev.
Well, he didn't hurt Beterbiev, but he definitely was getting in Sergey's ass. I mean, the thing is that these are more...
for one round.
Sergey is a more decorated fighter than David Benavidez. That is proven. That is proven. He was a unified champion. David never unified anything. Same with Artur. I'm saying that I'm more impressed by Anthony's lows than David's highs. What's the most impressive thing David ever did? What, beat a Cuban with 11 fights?
2-time world champion.
What you mean elevated the champion?
The second time.
No. I remember everything, all right? I'm a fucking digital camera. You didn't fight Badu Jack for the WBC. It was vacant after he moved up after the Gale fight. That's how you got it the first time. The second time, what was it? You won it from Anthony Durrell. Oh my God. That's supposed to be impressive that he beat Anthony Durrell?
That's a good win.
No, he got it with Ronald Garrow first.
No, that's what I said. Ronald Gavril. He got it from Ronald Gavril, the vacant title, after Badu Jack and James DeGale fought to a draw. James DeGale, he stayed in the division, but Badu Jack moved up. The WBC went vacant, and that's when David fought for it. I would have been more impressed if you fought Badu.
Boy, Badu moved up. That's not his fault.
I'm just saying it's not impressive, bro. It's not impressive.
Yeah. Well, also Benavidez has tried to fight Canelo. We know what happened there. He tried to fight Bivol. Bivol, is out on surgery. So he's been trying to get these fights, man.
Well, he got if he wins and Beterbiev wins, which is not 100% set in stone, but if they both win, it would be. I would like to think them two would fight next, so we can get some answers. But I've been noticing Benavidez fans don't like to mention Beterbiev and keep on trying to run back to Bivol. If Bivol's out, fight Beterbiev.
Yeah.
Stylistically, Beterbiev a worse fight for him.
So, I mean, it's a little more than that because I just don't like how this is being compartmentalized. If you want to compartmentalize something, David Benavidez is a fighter who spent over a decade in the super middleweight division, and his crowning achievement, according to you guys, not even me, is that he beat Anthony Durrell. Wow.
I think it's Caleb Plant's a better win. But
I don't. I think Canelo did it better, and I'm sorry.
I mean, Canelo
like,
did beat him better, but I think that's like
beat him better. He beat him better. Like I said, what I asked very specifically, what is the most impressive thing that David Benavidez has done? And all anybody said was Anthony Durrell. Well, that's not impressive.
That's cool.
You know, bro, that just is what it is. That's one of them. That's one of them. Yo, listen, you know why it's not impressive? Anthony only got a belt because you got stripped of yours. Don't forget that part. Anthony only got the WBC at super middleweight because David lost it because he was sniffing coke. So how is that impressive? Y'all playing Salucci with the belt. It's your belt. It's my belt. It's your belt. It's my belt.
That's the only champion he's ever beaten.
Yeah, I think
literally
the champion is better. His best win. But I mean,
that's really his own. That's the only champion he's ever beat. That's the only champion he's ever beat.
Canelo can
Yeah, it is.
Yes, it is. Factually,
reigning champion.
And he was only a
Okay, so what even former champion is Yarde?
Look, all right. I'm a London boy. We're not doing this. I don't got. You don't got to sit here and tell me nothing about no fucking Anthony Yarde. Like, that's my guy. That's my fucking guy. All right. And he gonna do what?
Shut up, Brian Norman ducked boots.
Okay, cool. What else?
Granted, no. Listen. I'm gonna give you an example. Yo, you got to do something about your mic, Virtuoso. There is no excuse for that shit in 2025.
You fat motherfucker.
All right, now here's the fucking thing. All right, tell you a story, Danny. Jorge Linares is many times more accomplished than a guy who beat the fuck out of him in Pablo Cano. Pablo has no accolades like Linares. He's not a three-weight world champion. He never held the Ring magazine. He was never lineal, never none of that. But because he was the naturally bigger man, he beat the fuck out of him. The fuck and the shit. And all I'm saying is, well, it's not outside the realm of possibility that Anthony could do that to David, because this is a puncher. This is a for real puncher, and this is not an old man. It's not a guy coming up on 40 like Gvozdyk. You know? It's a puncher. Okay?
Gvozdyk.
I like saying Gvozdyk, bro, because it sounds so fucked up.
Hey, Jules, can me and Kloppo have a little short fight real quick?
Go ahead, have a fight.
All right, bro. Yeah, I'm glad. I don't know if you was gonna say something, but I'm glad you did. Look, man, I put a post on fucking X, aka Twitter. I'm pointing out that I remember in 2023, I got in debates with co-workers as well, saying that the Charlo was a cherry pick for Canelo, because be based off of coming from 154. And I'm just surprised right now that I haven't had any debates with Crawford being a cherry pick for Canelo now, with only one fight at 154. Charlo, who was undisputed at 154, wasn't called a cherry pick, and we didn't have no debates on that. And now with Crawford, I'm not having any. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we were having debates with Charlo, but not with Crawford. And you started bringing up losses, started coming up potential losses. Nobody's comparing the fucking fighters, bro. I'm just questioning the integrity of the motherfucking people, who's basically logic saying that, oh, because he's coming from 154, he's established at 154, and he's reigning undisputed at 154. He's still a cherry pick. Well, my only defense was, well, he is undisputed. This is undisputed versus undisputed, and Jamal is 5'11". He's got the reach and he's got the height. Now, Crawford, who is smaller with one fight at 154, he's not being called a cherry pick. I'm questioning the integrity of the motherfucking people, and you're taking it out way out of context, bro. You started bringing in losses, started bringing up fucking denominators when you're not even too well aware of what the fuck the numerator is. So I'm just saying, bro, for real. You're spilling out your feelings. Go ahead.
Shit.
So check this out, Bravo. The very moment you made the post, it was a comparison because based on what you're talking about in the post. And so I answered that question and you didn't like my answer. And the fact of the reason why they called Charlo a cherry pick, because let me tell you this, at no point either Charlo was ever going to have a chance against Canelo. One, because if you don't have the wherewithal and the IQ and the smarts, that means you can't even make an in-fight adjustment. No, listen, he has 2 losses on his record, even though his record doesn't show that. You say I'm mentioning records. I'm mentioning records because they look at Charlo as a cherry pick because he's not as good of a fighter. He might be accomplished. He might have been undisputed 154, which was a solid run, but it took him 4 fights to do it with 2 different dudes. That's flaws in his game. So I'm looking at a fighter that's extremely flawed, good good, but extremely flawed. And I'm looking at him fighting Canelo. There's no way I gave him any chance to beat Canelo. So if I have a mindset, I look at Charlo and I don't think he has no chance to beat Canelo. I look at Bud. I know it's hard for him, but at least I give him a chance because he's a much more superior fighter than Charlo when it comes to making decisions in that fucking squared circle. So when you posed the question, it was a comparison from the very beginning. The question is,
Brim, you got to breathe, okay? Because it's a lot going on there. I got tired hearing that shit. I literally got tired.
The Bartholomew Norman, bro.
Now here's what I'll say. I kind of agree with Clavo on this in a sense. Here's why. Here's the thing. We talking about a career junior middleweight, right? Career junior middleweight in Charlo. He never been anywhere else. He's a career junior middleweight. And at junior middleweight, he proved, irrespective of his 2 losses, right? Which is a good point. But irrespective of his 2 losses, he showed something at junior middleweight that Crawford has not shown at junior middleweight. Crawford, you didn't show that you were an undisputed champion there. You had 1 fight there. Maybe you would have did it. Maybe you wouldn't have. I don't know. But you didn't show that. Charlo did. Charlo is bigger than you. Charlo is younger than you, you know? So I get it that if you're going to say that Charlo was a cherry, if you're going to say that, that's the thing. If you're going to say that he was a cherry, that would make Crawford a cherry because he's older and smaller and less accomplished at that weight. At that weight, that like, dog, this dude been at fucking junior middleweight 1 fight. And 1
Are we
fight
forgetting
again.
Part of the dynamic, though? Part of the dynamic, he was taking his brother's place as well.
Well, I don't see how that doesn't.
That doesn't even matter, bro. My point is, look, one's a cherry pick and the other one's not. When the other one's smaller, this wasn't comparing resumes, the losses, the accolades. This had nothing to do with that. Again, you have made a whole completely different argument in your mind for whatever reason. You acted like I said, fuck Brian Norman. I didn't do that,
I didn't
bro.
say that. No. It's the fact that we're steadily comparing Charlo with Crawford. Charlo showed he's not the same fighter.
No. Let's just say this, Brim. Let's just say this, Brim. If a guy, not you, but if a guy says that Charlo was a cherry, that same guy by default has to think that Crawford is a cherry. He's older and smaller. And less proven at 154. The stuff that Crawford did at 135 means dick to Canelo. 140, that means dick. 140, yeah, that means dick. Well, you beat up a bunch of guys that are smaller than I am, none of which are as good as me. But Charlo, I get the argument that, look, he at least showed that in a moment, he was the best 154 in the world. He did show that in a moment. It didn't last long, but he did show that. We didn't get that from Crawford. That's why I get it. Like, yeah, we didn't get that from Crawford. It would have helped this a lot more if he went on an undisputed run at 154, but we didn't get that. We got 1 fight, and before you know it, he's at 68. So if a guy thinks that Charlo was a cherry, I could see that same guy. Yeah, you got to call Crawford a cherry if Charlo.
Not only that, he labored in that one fight at 154.
I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it. The reason that I don't make that argument, the reason I never make that argument for Canelo at 168 is because Canelo is not a real 168. Canelo at 168 is what Cotto was at 154. That's what Cotto, because Cotto didn't start at 154. You could see he's not a real 154. You could see when he was at middleweight that he wasn't a real middleweight. Canelo, and this is why I give him his flowers, Brim. He's not built like a super middleweight. He's not a real super middleweight, but he can hang. He's shown above and beyond that he can deal, right? And that's why him fighting Charlo, that didn't bother me. It doesn't bother me because Canelo is a guy who moved up to 68. This guy literally started not at 154. He started, I think it was at 140.
140. It was either 140.
It was 140, right?
Yes.
Yeah, 139.
And you can see that. Like, and I'm not trying to apologize for him or no gay shit, but y'all be real. The median height for a super middleweight is anywhere in between 5'11", 6 feet, 6'3". Those are big kids up there compared to Canelo. Look at how much bigger Edgar looked than Canelo. Look at Hamza Shiraz, who just moved up. Hamza's 6'3". Canelo is 5'7", bro. That dude is 5'7"
on a good day.
You said something, kind of a key word to me that made me, go at Clavo at the beginning and say, yo, why are we doing this comparison? You said Charlo showed, you said that Canelo showed that he can hang. The problem with it, and I didn't consider it a cherry personally, so I mean, the question to those people might be fair, but the reason why I have those issues is because Charlo showed he couldn't hang.
You
He
saying that
showed
he
he
couldn't?
couldn't hang.
Wait, Brim. You saying that because he lost to Tony Harrison and he had the
Brian
draw
Castano, arguably.
because
It's not the fact that he lost, it's how he lost and how he had to come back to win. So when I look at Charlo going to fight Canelo, the tools that you need to be to fight with a Canelo, he lacks. He doesn't have them. He doesn't have those characteristics.
Because this is a comparison of Crawford and Charlo as junior middleweights, and just intellectually, I think it is look, you can't say that Charlo was a cherry and Crawford is not a cherry. If Charlo is a cherry, Crawford is a cherry. It's either they're both cherries or they're not cherries. It's either or, because Charlo is naturally bigger than Crawford. He is younger than Crawford. He is more proven at that weight, even with the losses, Brim.
Jules, with that premise, with that notion, Pablo, I apologize, because when you base it off of that statement alone, because the thing is, I'm not the person that thinks it's a choice, but I've been seeing so many I've been seeing so much Charlo and Bud comparison is kind of tired. But based on what you said, you're right, bro. You're right.
The only way that I would justify calling Charlo a cherry is like, and this is hypothetical as fuck. I believe if Crawford would have fought Charlo at 154, he would have beat him. If they would have fought, then maybe we got some footing for this argument. You see what I mean? That Charlo's a cherry because fucking Crawford beat fucking Charlo, but none of that happened. So it's like, how could you call one a cherry? Like, nah, that don't make sense. Can
we agree? Hold on. Can we agree that?
I'm gonna make it clear, bro. I never called any one of them a cherry. Again, this was just questioning to the people that were calling Charlo a cherry, but not Crawford. Because again, we got a lot of that cherry picking with whenever it came to Charlo coming from 154. But I'm not seeing any of that now, which is cool.
Listen. That to me, calling Charlo a cherry, right? I would have to say that. Look, that's Canelo hate. How do I know? They think Munguia was a cherry. There are people out there they call Munguia a cherry. But let that same Munguia fight David Benavidez. Would they have called him a cherry then?
No. That's one of the points I made. I said if Benavidez
with the Charlo thing,
nobody would be talking trash about Benavidez's resume. It's just that Canelo is
even with the Charlo thing. Remember, everyone said that Jamel Charlo was the proven Charlo, the real Charlo, the gangster Charlo, because middleweight Charlo was like seen as more of the fluffy punk because he weren't defending, he didn't have the resume. Whereas the 154 Charlo, he was undisputed. He was going through the roster. So he was the real Charlo out of the two. So I don't see that as a cherry. And as you said, Canelo's a naturally smaller man. He's doing what Roberto Duran did. As a naturally smaller man, he's still able to hang with these big boys.
And this is what I mean about the American media also, that if it's not Canelo fighting Edgar, if it's David Benavidez fighting Edgar, it's not a cherry anymore. If it's David Benavidez fighting Jaime Munguia, it's not a cherry anymore. If it's David Benavidez fighting John Ryder, for God's sakes, you got people hyping up his win over David Lemieux, okay? So let him fight John Ryder. That's not a cherry.
And Jay Leon Love.
Right? The only point I'm making is Canelo he really doesn't get his flowers. So another guy can fight them same people, and he'll get all the credit that they don't give fucking Canelo. They don't give him credit for them guys.
That speaks to Canelo's greatness. They're saying that Canelo was far too great to give him credit for these fights.
Yeah. Canelo.
And I don't buy in. And I don't buy into that. I'm sorry. Like, nah. The reality is, this guy Canelo is a small ass man, dog. That's not a real super middleweight. It's not. He's smaller than John Ryder. When they was weighing in, John, who normally looks smaller than everybody, he looked bigger than Canelo.
Bigger than Canelo. Yeah, he did.
All right. Canelo's 5'7".
Yeah, I'm telling you, the dude. So you got that's why this skill shit is a point of contention for me. I am a Crawford fan. I am not going to disparage him. But realistically, when I see people in the American media make this presupposition that Crawford is more skilled, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. What are you talking about? Well, Canelo's just a brute? Is that what we saying?
No, then you got guys trying to compare their knockout
No,
percentages
overall,
like
I
fucking
think Canelo is
casuals.
more skilled than
I'm sorry to
Canelo,
interrupt.
but
Did you read
that
that
doesn't mean
super chat a
Canelo's
while
not
ago?
skilled.
Shout out to Misael. If Fundora and Bud fight right, I would pick Bud to win. I would pick Bud
I
I
to win
would
agree.
that
too.
fight.
Yeah, I would too.
I would
Yes.
pick Bud to win that fight. That's kind of the problem. That's one hang up that I have with Terrence these last, let's call it 2 years. When you started fucking with Turkey last year and you got the Madrimov bag, some other things could have been tried. It's not your fault you didn't get Fundora, because Fundora made a decision not to fight you the night he beat Tim Tszyu. I didn't forget the night that he won. Yeah, we not fighting Crawford, we fighting Spence. But it's thin, bro. It is thin. I have this argument all the time whenever I bring up my pound for pound list. Why is Crawford at number 4? Well, Brody, Usyk fights more than you. Inoue fights more than you. Canelo fights more than you. What the fuck are we rating? The fights that you have. Well, these guys get out there more than you do, bro. They do. They're all.
Crawford's been inactive since that PLK Prime deal, though.
Say it
Even
again,
before
bro.
that.
Crawford was being inactive. Crawford was being inactive since that BLK Prime deal. Remember from the Abination fight, he was being inactive.
The year he did the year that he did the Black Prime deal, one fight. The year that he fought Spence, one fight. The year that he fought Madrimov,
tied him up too, though.
Budget activity, 1 year fight.
It's been that way since the pandemic.
Real talk. I'm not shitting on him. I'm just saying that, look, we got guys. You know he's a 4-weight champion. Canelo is a 4-weight champion. He been undisputed. You've been undisputed. He been undisputed. What separates y'all? Canelo has made defenses of the undisputed crown. He made them. Inoue has what? 4 defenses of the undisputed crown. He fights on a regular basis.
Canelo and Inoue are neck and neck in defenses.
Now I'll say, in fairness, if Crawford wins this fight, right? If he does, yeah, I seriously have to think about whether he's number 1 or number 2. Now I got to move him up. That's a given. I got to move him up. It's a question. But I'm like, even with what you're doing, dog, Crawford, even with the fight that you about to have, even with the one that you about to have, there is not a discrepancy in weight between you and Canelo as great as the discrepancy in weight between Usyk and Fury. You're not going to fight a guy who weighs 50 pounds more than you do, bro. That's not going to happen. It's not.
And Crawford's
height and weight. For real.
Everybody almost dismisses that you know that pound for pound literally means pounds, right? That if I weigh 221 or 24 like Usyk and you weigh 270 something, what we're saying is 221 of me is better than 270 something of you. That's literally what it means. Pound for pound. So, well, Crawford, Inoue, Canelo, y'all never gonna walk into a fight where a guy got 50 pounds on you. That is not gonna happen, bro. It's not.
And they're using that pound for pound for David when he's actually exact on the contrary of what the fuck it means.
When David's the bigger man in most of the fucking fights he had.
Exactly.
How can he be pound for pound?
Shit, ESPN got a fucking man. That's nothing but fucking journalists how they feel, bro.
That shit don't make sense. It's you know, like, ideally it's the guys like Crawford and Inoue, but for a guy like Usyk, yeah, I can't stress this enough. It's not a postulation with Usyk. It is a fact. It is a reality. He is outweighed by all his opponents, outsized by all his opponents, and he wins. That's pound for pound. AJ, you could weigh 250 and I could weigh 220. I'm still gonna beat you. Fucking Daniel, you could party up, fuck the Brazilian bitch, your daddy going crazy. You could weigh 240, 250, whatever. I'm still gonna beat you.
What the fuck?
Because I'm better than you. I'm better than you.
And also remember, even when you're talking about Crawford going into this fight, he still has some tailor the tape advantages, i.e. reach. Usyk had no advantages, no height, no reach, no weight.
And he was older, Danny. And he's older. He's older than AJ. Yeah. He's older than Daniel. He was older by a year than Fury. He's the away fighter. Usually, like, bro, come on. Like, you gotta, that's why I got him at number 1. Now, it'll take something. This has been my slogan for the fight between Crawford and Canelo the last week, that honestly, Crawford would have to defy logic to win this fight, because conventional wisdom suggests Canelo wins. All the red flags are there. If I tell you, Danny, yo, this guy about to fight, he ain't fought in a year, that's not good. If I tell you, Danny, yo, this guy about to jump up 2 weight classes for the undisputed champion, well, that's not good. You know what I'm saying? Oh, this guy yo, this guy Danny,
He's
he
older.
37 going on 38. All the red flags that would cause you to say, yeah, this guy about to lose. All the red flags is there. So for Crawford to win this thing, it would have to defy logic. It would have to. If you win big, like, dog, if you knock Canelo, I just ain't gonna say shit for a year, dog. I'm gonna pack it up. I'm gonna live in the woods. I'm not gonna talk to nobody. Nobody call me. I'm not gonna answer the phone, right? I just, but
I can't see him knocking. I can't see him knocking Canelo out. But if he does win this, I don't think I would have seen something like this with all those red flags you've just brought up, which is a very good point since Sugar Ray Leonard against Marvin Hagler.
That's what I'm saying. Do you consider this, if he wins, one of the best wins in boxing history?
I would say so.
Yeah.
I would have to, and I'm not the guy. I'm not the guy that hates Crawford. For him to win this fight, it would singularly be one of the biggest wins I've ever witnessed. And everything is against you, Crawford. Like, yo, and almost everything you can think of is against you. Crawford is both, Canelo is both younger than you and more experienced than you at the same time. He's got over 60 fights. His quality, girthier. His quality of competition, of competition and yours, yo, Cotto is better than anybody you fought, Crawford. Cotto, just Cotto. I don't even gotta bring up Gennady. Cotto is better than anybody you fought. So if you could win this, yeah, it's fucking huge, bro. It's huge. But personally, I made up my mind. I was trying to think. I was on week 3 away from the fight, and I'm still trying to imagine, Crawford, what are you gonna do? I'm still thinking, and that's when it hit me. Dog, if it's taking you this long, it's because he's not gonna win. Now you just
Ring IQ meditated many hours on this.
Bro, I slept naked out. I slept naked outside, okay? Fucking squirrels are biting my dick. I got bite marks all over. Fucking raining outside. And I came to the conclusion, yo, dog, if you gotta think this hard, and this is what made up my mind, Danny Brim. If I gotta think this fucking, usually I know what you're gonna do. That's gonna win the fight, or what could happen off top. If I gotta think this fucking hard about what you gonna do, dog, that's because, yeah, I don't know what the fuck you gonna do. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Canelo. I don't know what the fuck you gonna do. I don't know what the fuck you gonna do.
Jules, something, a light bulb just went off in my head, Jules. Oh, this is beautiful. Now we're gonna have to circle it back. So, Canelo, the 5'7" guy who started off at 140, yeah? I remember when he went up and knocked out Sergey Kovalev at light heavyweight, that short, small man, a guy who Anthony Yarde couldn't drop, you know, because you said about Katayev able to drop David Morrell, but Benavidez couldn't drop David Morrell. It's, you know, and you're seeing some similarities there. And remember, Canelo knocked out Kovalev. And remember, even 2 fights before the Yarde fight, Elida Alvarez knocked out Kovalev. And Yarde couldn't put this Kovalev on the canvas. A super middleweight who wasn't even a puncher at super middleweight in Andre Ward managed to stop Kovalev.
David doesn't hit hard.
David doesn't hit hard, Danny. You can't.
Neither does Andre Ward. Neither did Andre Ward.
Doesn't hit hard, bro.
Neither did Andre Ward.
No, Ward didn't hit hard, but David ain't Andre Ward.
Bro, my 92-year-old great grandmother hits harder than David, bro.
But look, back to the shit. And I'm glad you brought up the Kovalev fight, because that's another reason I can't pick Crawford. I remember that fight. Sergey fought a great X's and O's fight in that fight. He fought a great X's and O's fight where he's busy with the jab and he's moving. He's on the balls of his feet. He's not committing to his power shots. He's just keeping the jab in Canelo's face to blind him. Sergey, who's bigger than Terence Crawford. Sergey was younger then than Terence is now. Just a bigger guy.
Wow.
Oh, he was 36.
He was 36. Yeah. Sergey, bigger guy, bigger reach. He's jabbing, jab. Canelo's still closing the distance, still getting close to him. Pops him. I'm like, Sergey was actually really busy with his lead. And even being busy with his lead, with his height and his length and his movement, it wasn't enough to keep Canelo out. And I'm to believe that Terence Crawford, who is now older than that Sergey, less active now than that Sergey was, right? I'm to believe, well, he's gonna outbox him. That's because that's what everybody what does that mean? What does that mean?
His legs are a lot slower now.
Keep him on the outside.
Man, some people
Crawford's legs
really
are a
feel
lot
like that
slower
switch
now.
hitting's really gonna
Outbox
like make a
means
difference, bro.
outpoint.
Crawford's legs are a lot slower.
It's hard to imagine, Fig. That's why I keep saying it's. You know why it's hard to imagine? Crawford is not a bitch, and he doesn't fight like a bitch. He's never fought like a bitch. If he had a little bit of bitch in him, I might lean towards the outboxing. But he does not have the temperament of a bitch. He don't run. A lot of the time, Crawford is mid-range. That's why he get hit. Because he's mid-range. He's not gonna run from you. And if you touch him, he gonna want to touch you back. That's how he is. So that's the reason I'm like, yeah, I don't see this, bud. I don't see this.
I think that
I got a question for the panel.
All right, go ahead. You go ahead. Your question first. Go ahead.
Yo, how high are Buzz Trunks going to be on fight night?
Shit,
No
I
idea.
don't know.
No idea.
Shout out to motherfucking Don Juan. The credit Munguia got for KOing Ryder. The credit Hamzat gets for stopping Berlanga. The Canelo hate is crazy. Almost, like we're reaching Michael levels of hate.
That
Bro.
is
Like,
why
that's
I
wild.
always said that people, when people say that, I'm like, do you understand that when I watched the Berlanga fight, I watched the guy who was very safe. Berlanga threw some punches and all. You give him credit for surviving, but he fought to make it 12 rounds. He didn't fight to win.
And I don't think that, and I really don't think that's what Bud is going to do. I don't want to give away what I just said in my next video, but fuck it. The way I see the fight, and you gonna watch the video anyway. Y'all motherfuckers watch my video. The way I see the fight,
I always do.
I always watch your shit.
Check it out. I'm gonna say it here. I'm gonna give you the condensed version. I think Crawford's gonna lose the early rounds because Crawford don't do a lot in the first three. I've watched almost every Crawford fight that you can watch. Crawford don't do nothing the first 2, 3. He don't do nothing.
Not with Max and Andre Ward's commentary.
I'm just saying, Crawford don't do a lot in the first 3. He really don't. So Spence is the only time I'll be honest, Fig. That's the only time I seen Crawford get off to an early start was with Spence.
Yeah.
That's the only time. Other fights, it takes him 2 to 3 rounds. Like, I see what you got. I got you. And round 4, you start to pick it up. I think Canelo's going to win the first portion of the fight. Crawford's going to start winning rounds in the middle when Canelo slows down. Or when he paces himself or slows down, or however you want to put it. I believe those mid rounds are going to go to Crawford. But when shit is getting real and they throwing around the end of that mid portion, now we get into round 8, round 9.
Dicks are getting hard.
Crawford's feeling himself. Because he's winning. Check it out. Crawford's feeling himself because he's winning rounds. You're gonna get caught. You're feeling yourself because you're touching him with punches. You're feeling yourself because you're winning rounds. That's what's gonna get you caught. That's why I have Canelo. Canelo wins the first portion of the fight. Crawford wins the mid portion of the fight. Because he's winning the mid portion of the fight, letting punches go. That's when you get knocked out.
Jules, I got a question.
The only other time Crawford started early was when he fought that tall African guy with a body shot. I forgot his name.
Longdongo.
Yeah, Ndongo. Yeah, Julius Ndongo.
I like to say Longdongo. I like to say Longdongo to make everybody uncomfortable. I like to say Longdongo.
That's what he's like. If Crawford can take
shout out to Santiago, who moaned? I kind of like that shit. That was fucking Clavo. He's free after the fight, bro. He's gonna be free after the fight. I can use number.
You motherfucker.
But Brim, that's how I see the fight. Crawford, good fighters tend to cancel each other out. We've seen it a million times. Good fighters tend to cancel each other out. I don't think for a second Crawford gonna do some stupid shit or commit to no shit in the first 3 rounds. So Crawford's not committing to nothing. Canelo doing what Canelo do, coming forward, trying to close the distance, trying to throw punches, trying to get busy. I think Canelo gonna probably win the first portion of the fight. Crawford wins the middle, and cause he's winning the middle and you feeling yourself and you letting punches go, that's when you're gonna get counted. That's when you're gonna get caught.
I can't even knock that assessment, but I want to ask you this one question. I'm gonna ask this for you first, Jules, and the whole panel. Again, I don't know if it's true or not. If it's gonna happen. If Crawford can take Canelo's shot, who wins the fight?
Canelo.
That's tough.
I don't think he's going to be able to take those shots. Not for 36 minutes if he keeps getting hit.
No doubt. I'm just asking a simple question. If Crawford can take a strong Canelo shot and continue to fight, and he's not worn.
All right, let me help you. Let me help you out. Let me answer your question for you. Let's just say he could take Canelo shots. Then this is the Madrimov fight. If you could take the shots, if you could take them. Now, what you call taking them, I'm saying, if you could hold the shot, cool. But you're not gonna go crazy in there. Nothing about this fight tells me that you're gonna go crazy unless you're having too much success. At which point, you're gonna get caught. I believe you're gonna get dropped, and I believe you're gonna get knocked out. And I love Crawford, bro. But that's what I see. Like, yeah, it's the only way this goes. It's the only way this goes. Cause saying, what if here, look here, bro. What if Crawford can take the power? What if Sidney Sweeney sits on my face, bro?
That means you have a good time. That's it.
But Charlo went 12
by running, Danny. Not by winning. Not by winning, Danny. By running. And remember what we said. Wait, shut the fuck up, bro. Remember what we said, Danny. Charlo is a bigger man than Crawford. He is a younger man than Crawford.
Yes.
He's a bigger, younger man than Crawford. And what did that bigger, younger man have to do to go 12? Run for dear life. But I am to believe or entertain, because Crawford was bathed in a pool of vibranium with all the different dildos from around the country.
Fuck. Bro, I was expecting something serious, bro.
I think Crawford is an amazing fighter, but now I really think, like, yeah, people going crazy with this Crawford mythos, bro. Like, nah, Crawford, I was swollen his last fight, okay? It was puffed up.
By the fifth round, bro.
He was hit with a lot of right hands in his last fight. And that fight was not a shootout. It was not an action fight. Why? Crawford had to respect Madrimov, and in fairness, Madrimov had to respect Crawford. That's why it never turned into a shootout. If you out here respecting Madrimov, he gonna take Canelo. Yeah, all right, homie. Okay, homie. I got Canelo. That's all I can say. I fuck with Crawford, but I got Canelo.
Yeah, Jules, basically coming back from what Brim just said, do we think that Crawford is gonna be able to take the power?
I do not.
I don't think so either.
I do not. You could have spent. Listen, bro. You could spend a year doing deadlifts and squats, and a little bit of shit comes out.
And ass grab wrestling.
You could do a lot of that shit, but that shit really ain't no substitute for the 5 going on 6 years that Canelo got doing work in that division, doing work.
He's taking punches from bigger fighters consistently.
Right? He know what that feel like. Crawford about to find out what that feel like, and we don't know. It's so much that we don't know that I'm like, yeah, this is a fucking Dr. Seuss book. This is a fucking fantasy. What the fuck? This is a Mother Goose book, bro. Like, yeah, because Crawford, the light gonna shine in his eyes, and dick gonna get hard, and Canelo gonna get scared. Like, nah, okay, bro. Okay,
what?
Look, Canelo. I'm just saying, like it's fantasy shit, bro. Like, it's too many question marks in association with a Crawford win. It's too many.
Yeah,
I feel like I had to make up your mind when I said that too many things got to go right for Crawford to win the fight.
That put me over. That honestly put me over the top. It's like, yeah, like you would have to fight the most perfect fight that has ever been fucking. And you know it's Crawford, so you like, damn, dog. I never bet against Crawford before, but I can't help it this time. Like, I'm sorry, Crawford. I fuck with you though. Like, if you win, I'm gonna be happy for you. But I just don't see that, bro. I don't see that. I don't see that.
No, do you know what? The only reason why I can see it is because even though Canelo is the younger man, because he started so early, he's in boxing years, he's like in dog years, and his output has dropped very significantly in the last few years. Canelo, this is why he ain't able to finish his dinner ever. Even though he's dropping a lot of his opponents, he's never able to take them out. And then after 6 rounds, his work rate is just like not really there. So he's just kind of just coasting and, as you said, hanging in there and getting the win over these guys. But that's why I don't see him taking Crawford out late. If he's going to catch him, he's going to have to catch Crawford before the 6th, 7th round, because that's normally when Crawford gets wobbled and hurt and stuff like that, if you're talking about Kavalauskas, even when
Look, even
Kell
David
Brook hurt him a
Ebenezer.
bit.
Go back to the Black Prom fight. And once again, I'm a Crawford fan. I don't say these
David
things.
Haney landed punches.
He was getting hit at the start of the David Ebenezer fight, the Black Prom fight. He was getting hit in that fight.
Yes.
He was getting hit in that fight. And I keep saying this, and I think Canelo is going to win them early rounds. Like, people keep saying that Canelo don't knock people out no more. And I feel like, no, he don't. But why? These guys are running.
But he drops them all, though. He drops them all.
They're not running. They're being
what happens after he dropped them? They don't want to be nowhere near the pocket with the nah. Fuck that. I'm getting the fuck out of here. Fuck that.
Yeah.
These are guys, Danny. They're 6 feet. They're 6'3". They rehydrate to 180, 190. Berlanga looked like he was 200. You got a 200-pound man, about 6 feet tall, on the night, running for dear life. Canelo is 5'7". You should be stepping into that jab.
Little man, bro.
Trash though.
So no, it's not that. Even Charlo, I'll use Charlo as an example. Charlo is a good fighter. I know he's a fucking dickhead, and his brother's a bigger dickhead, but he is a good fighter. He absolutely is. And I'm saying that for these guys going up there fighting a dude 5'7", you should be stepping into that jab, bringing that backhand over. You should be pushing that little man and fucking him up because he's a little ass man. Why don't you? Because it's not because he don't hit hard. It's not because he's on the back. I don't believe the back nine shit. These guys are making decisions to not win. So yeah, he's not knocking them out. They not trying to win the fight. They just trying not to get knocked out. Let Charlo have sat in the pocket with Canelo. What would have happened? Let Skull have sat in the pocket with Canelo. What would have happened? Let Berlanga sit in the pocket with Canelo. What would have happened?
That.
John Ryder tried. John Ryder sat in the pocket.
But Ryder did. He knocked Ryder out.
He did. You're right. Yeah,
that's why Jaime was in the pocket too.
I mean, that's
the only guy that didn't run as well.
But he carried Jaime, bro.
Yeah, the back end, he did carry Jaime on the back end of the fight.
He didn't run, though. What I'm saying, he didn't. No corrió.
Bro, and Crawford doesn't have that that shameless bitch made ego that those other guys had, where they don't want to end up on that knockout reel,
and
bro.
The Munguia fight is an important fight in the sense that most people are gonna do the cheap shit and the bitch shit and the homo shit and say, oh, Crawford's more skilled. Listen, dog, all I'm telling you is Jaime Munguia is naturally bigger than Crawford. He's naturally bigger than Canelo. And he didn't fight Canelo scared. He didn't fight him scared. He threw everything he could throw at him, and Canelo handled it against a bigger young. He didn't run, and you throw your shit, homie. I'm gonna win all these exchanges, and he did. I don't think for a second Crawford is gonna throw 5, 6, 7 punches. No, you're not gonna do that, bro. And if you do, you're gonna get knocked out.
Yeah, you don't open up because, and also I think Canelo's resume is so sick. Even when you think about it, the young, big 6'3", power punching Callum Smith was running on the back foot all night.
He hit the fucking guy so hard he detached his fucking bicep from the tendon, bro. It rolled up into his deltoid. You could see it after the fight.
Yeah, that shit fucking looked like it hurt.
And that's blocking. And this is why I can't pick. I'm like, nah, this ain't a fucking Mother Goose book, bro. Okay, this is a fight.
It's not a video game, dog.
It's not a Mother Goose book, bro. Like Canelo.
And we see what Callum Smith does.
And the people making his reach a thing, bro. Like Canelo hasn't fought people with a long reach before.
That's why logic, and that's why I keep saying Crawford
win. Fuck is that?
Would a Crawford win would have to defy logic. It would have to.
Because it's like a conference call.
Yeah, that's fucking Crawford. He's fucking mad. He called him. Talking shit about me? 2 weeks
He called you from the plane. He called you from his plane to Vegas. Shit.
You know, fuckers is mad out here, bro. But I can't see it, guys. Like, and if he wins, I'm not going to deny him his flowers. Of course, if he wins, I'm gonna give him credit. But logically, I'm a logical person. I don't see how he could logically win this fight. I don't see that shit.
Are you doing something? So if Crawford somehow pulls it off, which I don't have him doing, I have him almost. I feel like he's gonna come close to that level, but just fall just a little short. But on a level, you said it'd be one of the greatest victories ever you've seen.
I would say that. I would say if he wins this thing, if he wins it, right? Yeah, it's like
Top
dope.
20
Like,
victory of all time.
say it again.
Top 20 victory of all time.
Yeah, top 20, top
Oh
20,
yeah,
top
definitely.
20, top 20,
Yeah.
top 20.
But if he
That's gonna
wins,
be
I would say it has to be on points, right?
Clavo. I need you if he
Oh,
wins.
shit.
Listen, Clavo. I need you to get in the car and go to Liza and check on Liza on Twitter. You gotta check on
Yeah,
Oh
her.
yeah.
hell yeah, right.
You gotta check because she's gonna be fucked up. She's gonna
You
be
got to
Hasn't
give
fucked
her
been active
long
either, bro.
strokes.
He's
She
not
got
gonna
no
take that one
other,
well.
bro.
Way.
Clavo, you got to give her long strokes while you do your eyebrows
listen,
up.
because
No,
Put it in her ass.
I respect.
No,
I respect Liza,
no,
bro.
Liza's
She's cool,
good
bro. I'm
people.
not doing all
She's
that,
she's a good person, but her doctor
Fucking
faxed
Bram.
me. Her doctor faxed me over. The heart, the blood pressure. It's all really fucking high. The blood sugar is high. The blood pressure is high. The heart rate's high.
Chemical imbalances.
She's like really fucking nervous. This is taking a toll on her. So if Canelo loses that fight, I need you to drive over there to Arizona and you check on her and you make sure she's okay. Because this serious shit. It's getting fucking serious. You guys don't feel
Check
that
her
shit?
down.
We're fucking.
Bro, my fucking balls are tingling, bro.
Yeah, bro. Hey, you remember the last video she did?
She's fucking
addressing
furious.
Crawford.
Bro, you
Keep
see the eyes, bro?
Canelo's
The
mouth
eyes
out.
don't
Keep
lie,
Canelo's name
people.
out your fucking mouth.
Did you see the look
She's
in her
about to get
eyes,
straight.
dog?
Yeah, bro. Exactly.
Bro, she had the look of death in her eye.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's the felony look. Shout out to Pork Chop. Bud gonna free them belts like Nat Turner. If you say so, Pork Chop, I don't see it that way. But if you got him winning, hey, that's why it's a good fight. Because some people think this and some people think that. Me, I'm logical. I'm like, I don't see it. Like I don't see it. I don't see it. Can't see it.
Hey, Brim, I apologize for that asshole, bro. But you did come at me for no reason, bro.
Come on, Brim. Say sorry. Come on, Brim. Say sorry to me, bro.
Now kiss.
Come on, give me a kiss.
Oh, he's muted. But now I'm apologizing because I called him an asshole, bro. So
I mean, he's a bit of an
asshole. We're all assholes over here, bro.
That's what brings us all together.
Yeah,
using like
like human centipede, bro. That's what brings us all together.
Yeah, we're all just a bunch of assholes out here. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. I'm gonna go live for the Inoue fight. I don't normally go live for the Japanese fights early.
But like 5 a.m.
Yeah, but I'm gonna go live for that.
I'm gonna be there, bro. I'm gonna be there.
For real?
I'm gonna go live for that one. Yeah, bro, it's Inoue, bro. Like it's Inoue.
I respect that, but I'm just like, damn, bro. Hey, that's a fan. That's a real fan.
I'm gonna be there. I'll be there.
The other shit is I realized that when I went live for Inoue Fulton, I forgot that I caught wild strays. So that live, which was only about that live for Inoue, it wasn't a long live.
Oh, I remember that shit.
Right? Like check it out. Normally I go live, it's maybe a 3-4 hour live. If I'm covering a fight, if I'm going live for a fight. I only went live for 2 hours for Inoue. And you wanna know what I made from going live for 2 hours? $300 fucking dollars, bro.
Damn. On the new Putin?
Fire.
Do you know why? Because when people see there's people, they're gonna Google the fight. That's what's gonna happen. Because I was like, it couldn't have been from the super chats. It wasn't that many. I'm like, how could it have made that much if it's not from the super chats? Because it couldn't have been from the super chats. I'm like, I know what it is. The Google hits. There's gonna be people looking for a live stream. They're gonna want to see the fight. People are looking for a live stream, a pirate stream. And I'm getting those hits early in the morning.
Yeah.
People that are looking.
The top of the search list.
Yeah, because I must be getting those hits. Because I got super chats for that one, but not that many.
Not bad. That's not bad thinking, old man.
So I'm like, yeah. So you knew he about to put some money in my pocket.
Make it 400. Make it 400 this time, Jules. Make it 400.
Got the pito on the chopping block.
That's what I'm saying. That there's gonna be people. They're gonna wake up and they're gonna, if they don't have a DAZN subscription or whatever subscription is required to see that fight, if they don't have it, the first thing they're gonna do is jump on Google and search for a pirate link. And when they, and it's gonna come up. And those are the hits that I'm gonna end up getting because I'm like, damn, 300 for 2 hours? How the fuck did that happen?
Tacos de pito, homie.
That's what I'm saying, yo. Shout out to motherfucking Oscar. A lot of us are uncircumcised. That also brings us together. You actually, I did say that.
There's no such thing as uncircumcised. It's only natural.
Jesus fucking Christ. What the fuck is this 300?
Bro, that goes way beyond what the fuck I be doing, bro.
Real shit, dog. Real shit out here, man. Come on, man.
It's foreskin beef jerky.
Yo, this is premium food basket shit right here, man.
This is real shit out here, man. Come on.
That's
It's
why you
real
gotta
fucking
get used
shit.
to it, man. It's all good.
It's for real fucking shit. Now the Virgil shit, a lot of people are mad about the Virgil shit. I don't know. I'm not really mad about the Virgil and Zaya shit because like I said, I can't be disappointed. I never thought they were gonna fight this year, so I can't be disappointed. But a lot of people are mad. He's fighting Lubin. I had a guy, he was fucking furious at me over the Kathy Duva shit. He was like, "Oh, you hate Mexicans, bro." I'm not the one that said that he ducked Murtazaliev. Kathy Duva said he ducked Murtazaliev. I'm just reading the fucking
people
article.
say people duck all the time. Like, it's just, what are you gonna
She's
do?
just fucking mad that nobody want to fight back rub. She
Yeah.
mad.
Yo, I found out that Boots didn't duck back rub. Back rub said he wasn't offered Boots.
No, the guys that ducked back rub was Sebastian, who she said was offered. She said Virgil was offered the back rub 2 times and he turned it down because of the rehydration bullshit. And Lubin. Those are the guys she said duck back rub. And it's like, well, yeah, I could see that.
What
I could
about
see that.
Yosoyo? What's Soyo take? Yosoyo in the comments.
Soy.
Imagine how many Google heads you get if you do a fuck you, bro. You know what? You know what? Give me a fucking cigarette. Fuck him and fuck real talk.
What about
That was a
me?
good one, bro. No, I'm gonna be there for that fucking anyway fight. But honestly, wait, look, if Crawford wins this Canelo fight, I'm gonna have him at 2 because of the discrepancy in the weights between what Usyk has accomplished and what Crawford will. Because Crawford will have done for the first time kind of what Usyk has already been doing on a consistent basis, and even then, this is, we all know this is Crawford's last fight, so it's not like he's going to be defending these titles and he's going to end up retiring. So how long are you going to keep him on the pound for pound list anyways? You know what I'm saying?
You can't use future stuff that ain't happened yet as a determination of your pound for pound list. I mean, you can because it's your own personal pound for pound list, but I think it's a little disingenuous if you do that. How you gonna predict future stuff into your pound for pound? You're only supposed to base it on the present and what it is, not what it may be.
How do you mean?
You're basically partly basing your pound for pound list on what may happen in the future, what you see determining in the future, not for what it exactly is at that moment.
Yeah, no, so if Crawford beats Canelo,
the time comes,
he
but
can be at 2, but I wouldn't put him above Usyk.
I'm sorry, I got to put him at 1 above Usyk. Usyk's a humble guy, but if I ask Usyk after that fight who's number 1, he's gonna say Crawford.
Yeah,
number
that's
1.
just because he's humble. He's not full of himself and egotistical like an American would be.
Yes, that's very true. Very true.
But I'm just saying, Usyk has already done by beating somebody bigger at a heavier weight, somebody stronger than him who hits harder than him. He's already done that, and he's done that on a consistent basis, and he hasn't been knocked out. He hasn't been dropped. He's doing it on a way soil. It's just he's doing it in a more emphatic way than Crawford would have been doing.
Heavyweight though, so I didn't want to poo-poo on Jules' point, and I do agree with it in some part, but y'all trying to give extra credit for that notion, and I understand it, but it's heavyweight. That's the price you pay for being a heavyweight. We're giving extra credit for that now. When pound for pound,
Is he
a true heavyweight?
That's not extra
He was
credit.
a
That's credit
cruiserweight
that's
though.
due.
He was a cruiserweight.
He's not a natural heavyweight though. That's the thing. That's what makes it unique.
But he's a heavyweight now though, so I'm not going to give him extra credit. I think y'all giving extra credit. He deserves all the credit in the world. I love Usyk, but y'all giving him extra credit.
No. It's credit that's due. The same way that it's due to Canelo, how he's a smaller man at a bigger weight with bigger guys in his division. You owe that credit. It's not that it's you're overdoing it. Like, no, bro, that's credit that's due. He's in a division where he doesn't belong, where these guys are so much bigger and heavier than him, the same way that Canelo is.
There's no limited heavyweight. That's why I feel like what you're saying. I don't disagree with it on the raw premise of it, but in part, y'all are giving extra credit because someone weighs more in an unlimited heavyweight division. That's what it is. That's what you do. That's the odds you're gonna face as a heavyweight. Y'all, I feel like y'all putting a little bit.
And you still need skills to overcome that, whether you like that or not.
Like I just said, I don't disagree with the premise of what y'all saying at all, but I think y'all giving extra credit based on that.
What's the extra credit part though?
Because at heavyweight, you're at heavyweight. The extra weight is something you have to deal with as a heavyweight. And so, because Usyk is 230 pounds and Fury's 270, I got to give him extra credit because he was 42 pounds over. That's the nature of
221.
Okay, fair enough. But that's heavyweight, though. There's no limit on heavyweight. Now, again, I understand the premise of what you guys saying, and I do agree with that premise. But I'm not going to give him extra credit in comparison to these other gentlemen in other weight classes that have limits because there's a weight class above them.
Well, that same extra credit was given to guys like Evander Holyfield, though.
Well, that's why I thought you would actually add more credit, because in heavyweights, there's no limit. They can come in as heavy as the fuck they want. There's a limit at the other ones.
There ain't no weight
so
trade.
That way,
there ain't no weight
so
trade.
if you're beating up the way heavier guy and you don't even belong at heavyweight because you're actually very small heavyweight, bro, the extra credit, yes, I have to, bro. I mean,
you can't say you don't belong at heavyweight, though, Clavo, because they belong at heavyweight because you weighed in as a heavyweight. And also, if that's the case, then why does usually heavyweights not be on the pound for pound list? Because they're heavyweight.
Right, because the pound for pound did
career
actually, it was made to take the attention
career
off of the
heavyweights are
heavyweights.
different from people who have moved up from cruiserweight.
You know what? That's a fact. That's a fact. You just ended my argument. I'm gonna fall back after that one. Because I mean, because again, I love Usyk. Usyk is one of my guys. I love his humility. I love how good he is in the ring. I just don't want to give extra credit and take away from these guys who can't control the fact that they're fighting the person they're fighting.
That's fair. And I would understand your point. Your point would be 100% valid if Usyk was a career heavyweight. Because if you think about it, a career heavyweight will always fight differently than a smaller man moving up, because you're used to your big weight. You know, you're used to being a little bit more slow or encumbered, especially in this era where you're a little bit more slow and encumbered with your weight, whereas somebody moving up is going to be more fast. They're going to be faster, more agile. They're going to be
I'm sorry, I don't want to
less
respond
snap on their punch, but they're going to be more accurate. You know what
Wilder
I'm saying?
was pound for pound, dog, bro. I ain't never thought Wilder was that good, bro. It's just that
hell no.
Wilder was the epitome of America needing a heavyweight champion and someone to get behind, no matter how good it was or not. It is what it is. He accomplished a lot for not being all that good. Congratulations to him, but I never was that powerful.
I would say that Wilder was a product of America's jealousy of what Anthony Joshua was doing, and so they propped up Wilder.
Bro, I gotta give him extra credit, bro. He's the away fighter. He's a smaller fighter. I mean, he beats champions. He's been beating number champions, and he has defenses, bro.
Shout out to Misael. Let me read the super chat. Shout out to Misael. Xander looks like Eddie Guerrero. Nah, he don't look like Eddie Guerrero.
More like Dominic Mysterio.
Junior said, "What the fuck is Brim talking about? 50 pounds is pound for pound, bro." To the Usyk shit, ain't nobody gonna do it like that again. You think there's a guy who's gonna win all his belts on the road? Hell, motherfucking no. That motherfucker did. That ain't gonna be duplicated. That motherfucker won all them belts on the road.
Jules, you was gone, but the reason why you said what the F I'm talking about, I just said I give Usyk tons of credit, and that's why I have him as my number one pound for pound. But I feel like we all give him a little extra credit because we're talking about his 50 pounds and such and so forth. But these other guys in these other divisions can't control that because they have a weight class above them.
But Brim, the thing is that it's not up to us to decide the circumstances of the matches that they have. It's not up to us. You know what I mean? Like when we talk about activity, for example, that Crawford was not as active as the other boxers. Yeah, there's an explanation for that. Of course it is. But we're not here for that. All we're here to see is, look, these is the fights that you had, so this is what we rate you based upon. If you're not as active as them, how could I put you ahead of them? It don't make sense. I can't put you ahead of Inouye if you're a four-weight champion and he's a four-weight champion and you was two-time undisputed and he was two-time undisputed, but he has defenses. You don't. The why is not important. You don't have them.
If Inouye and Bud was the same way, who you think wins the fight?
I don't know.
That's what pound for pound is.
I don't know. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's if they were all the same size as a heavyweight. That's what everybody try to do to accommodate their favorite fighter. No, it's if they were the size of a heavyweight. Crawford is your favorite fighter.
No, he's not.
No, Brian Norman.
It's Brian Norman.
I fucked up. I fucked up. I fucked up. It's Brian Gore-Tex. It's Brian Gore-Tex.
So I'm still saying so Jules, in your opinion, he doesn't get no extra credit for fighting a guy 50 pounds over.
To me, it's not extra credit. It's not extra. That's what pound for pound is. And
Ya te
everybody
dije. That's what I was telling.
everybody hears the name and they don't process what it means. It literally means pounds.
Okay, now,
Pounds.
Jules, we were talking about this when you stepped out to have a cigarette and shit on the toilet bowl. Here's the deal. If Usyk started off as a heavyweight though, and it was a cruiserweight, would it have the same impact?
If Usyk started off as a heavyweight, he would not qualify pound for pound lists and not for career heavyweights. It's a redundancy. If he started off as a heavyweight, it don't qualify. The reason it qualifies is because he started off as a cruiserweight like Evander Holyfield. That's why it qualifies. That's why
I said earlier.
And that's why Evander's rated highly, because he wasn't a big guy, but he went up there with the Bowl, with the Lewis, with the Tyson, with everybody. That's why people rate Evander highly. And that's why I rate Usyk highly.
Yep, and the fact that Usyk, the last time he fought on home turf was in December 2015. So and that was for the interim WBO Continental Cruiserweight title. When he actually fought for the WBO Cruiser, that was in Poland against Glowacki, and he fought in everyone's home turf, from America to Germany against Marco Huck, to in Latvia against Maris Bradis, to Gassiev in Russia to Tony Bellew.
Exactly. Michael Hunter in America. It goes without saying, and you're not going to see that again. I don't even understand that shit. Like, dog, I'm going to come to the UK to defend my title against Tony Bellew. Never mind going to Ukraine or something, or at least Poland.
Made his ass out, too.
I'm going to come to the UK to do it because I'm fucking Usyk. Yeah, that's not happening again.
And his career.
Bro, he got him good, bro.
Hey, Jules, how do you feel about people saying that Bud is taking $50 million and sell his own?
I don't know. I don't believe that dumb. I don't believe that dumb shit like that. That's people that say that to me are nervous and they trying to make themselves feel better. Bud is coming to fight. I'm sure he's coming to fight. He's trying to win.
Man, that sounds like a finale, bro.
He took $200 million with Conor McGregor for a fight in the ring and a fight in the octagon. That's
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, come on. Don Juan said if Crawford wins, he'll be number 2. Usyk number 1. If Crawford defends the undisputed for once and wins, then Crawford would be number 1. Who you got? Yo, fuck you, bro. Fuck you, Don. But thanks for the money, bro. Fuck you, Don. Try to catch me my dick out. Peeing in the wind. Fuck you, Don. But yeah, and I want Usyk to go anyway. I honestly, you don't gotta stick around and fight Parker.
Yeah, he can retire.
Retire, bro. Get up out of here. Just get up out of here. You don't gotta keep doing this shit. We gotta move on. Ain't nothing to do.
I mean, what's left to do? Lose?
That's what I'm saying. The only way is down now. Exactly you climbed the mountaintop. The only place to go now is down. What the fuck you doing? You want to dance with bitches and play soccer? Yo, retire. Fuck is you doing?
You should do more movies with The Rock.
For real, you got a movie career. You know what I'm saying? Now, on that note, I'm gonna fucking go to sleep because I'm fucking tired. I gotta go to the gym in the morning. I'm fucking old, man.
All right, later,
oh, bad.
You know what I'm saying?
You gotta stop being so geriatric, bro.
I'm not fucking geriatric. I like sleeping.